Hello, everyone, and welcome to D&D with Kristi. I am Kristi, and this is the D&D game I run. Tonight we are doing something. I'm sure other teams or parties have done this, but I haven't done it yet. We're basically creating a spin-off series, like a show. We're spinning it off like a sitcom, and we're having the players play their own retainers who are going to go and do some errands for them because they're on their way back from Neverwinter and they're too busy for shit. So yes, I think this is going to be kind of a session zero, but there are a lot of things we don't have to cover about this campaign because you know the setting, all of the game rules stay the same. So there's nothing that changes about like opportunity attacks or flanking or how you guys can get advantage. And yeah, you already have, like, in some ways, you know, like, you meta know the story, so you're going to be able to play it on a couple different levels, which might be fun. So instead, I think what we can start with, perhaps, and I know we've talked a little bit about this last week, but if we start with each of your characters, like, tell about, if we'll go, I'll call on you one by one, and if you want to say, like, the level of your, everyone's level 2 now, right? I think, right?
Yes.
So your level 2, your class, your intended subclass, because you know now that you will be leveling up, not too within pretty short time, and yeah, a little bit about their background and why they find themselves in Waterdeep. I know if you want to like summarize, last time I said, but I don't know. Indulge. These are fresh. These are session zeros. I don't think we talked about it on air. So yeah. Alhana, would you like to go first?
Okay, do you want me to reread the full backstory?
How about for the sake of, because the other players know it?
For brevity, okie dokie.
Yeah, just kind of summarize the high points. Yeah.
Hey, I'll do it in character.
Okay, cool, lovely. Let's have okay, I'm going to do that thing one. Lovely.
I am Saliolo, a wild magic sorcerer. I am a member of the Vadan race. We were created very, very recently by that which endures. They brought us to life and we were born in the Underdark, but that wasn't very, shall we say, safe for us. So we fled for our lives. We broke off into little tribes, and my tribe, we were ambushed and mostly wiped out because we wandered too near a not friendly race's settlement. So I wandered on my own for a while, signed up with a caravan guard on a trade route between Waterdeep and that one up there, up north, Neverwinter, that's it. And on the way, we got ambushed. All our horses by one was killed, and this nice gentleman called Tasty Pete, he said that he would come down to Waterdeep to get help for us, but he never came back. And he took my amulet with him and said he would give it back, but he didn't. I'm going to get him for that. Oh, well, time for food and drink and maybe find some work. Ooh. Yes, and there's this bar I've been told about called, what was it? The Old Haunt. Apparently they have a ghost as a bartender. That should be fun.
I loved that. I would strongly encourage. It's a good way. I think that it's a good way to get the start of your character, like start to get to know them. So anyone else who wants to do that in character, I strongly encourage it. But if you don't feel ready, we're playing the game almost. So, Corey, would you like to go next?
Sure, I will not do it in character because he is a Kenku, and that would not be conductive. I don't think I would be able to explain everything properly that way. But yes, so my character is Bartram. He is a level 2 artificer intending to go forge adept as soon as we level up because he was raised by dwarves over east. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's part of the east of the Sword Coast in the spine of the world, where a bunch of dwarves live, specifically the Iron Fist clan. from which he hails, from which he's technically a part of as well, because he was kind of adopted by a blacksmith who also raised him. But also, he has no arms because when he was much smaller, he's small still, he very, very small, stuck one of his arms in the forge because it was very shiny and pretty. And that didn't go well. So, but he did get a fancy arm replacement from his adopted father.
Robo Kenku?
And, yeah, pretty much. Robo
Cool.
Kenku. And as he grew up through the apprenticeship and that arm would get more advanced and replaced and whatnot, near the end of his apprenticeship, he basically decided, I have one good arm and one janky flesh arm. So he purposefully repeated the same thing in order to get a second artificial arm.
Unusual
So that
choice,
was
but yeah.
like,
Yeah,
that was like his
balance.
graduation present. Yeah. Helps with the forging.
Mm.
But yeah, and he came to Waterdeep just as he just sort of wandered and wound up there. He lives in the dwarven section with the dwarves
Right.
and works at a smithy.
Now, I know that there's some... Oh, sorry, I'll let you continue. You're just pausing.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that covers everything.
Okay. And you want to... There was a... So we've got Jolly, who will still be in your party. He's going to take on the role that Yella designed, which is basically like... He's going to observe you and mark you down. And if one or two of you drop, he'll get up and all right, and he'll smash some people and pour some healing potions down you. But that's kind of going to be the job. Do you want to talk about the story about Jolly now, or do you want to do it later with a role play, or what was your preference on that?
Well, it was just kind of bare bones, but we could delve into it more since we recently revealed that Jolly has a passive perception of 12.
Yeah.
So it can potentially be a lot more funny. So basically, what I was envisioning was one day while Jolly is out, weapon shopping and whatnot, finds himself at the same smithy that Bartram is at, or at least staying at. And let's see. Okay, yeah.
Yep, that's higher than 12.
Yep. So yeah, as Jolly is distracted with all the shiny dwarven stuff, Bartram comes up behind him and steals his weapon, which is a war pick, right?
Yep, 2 war picks.
Steals his weapon, just his main one, and goes away and comes back in a little bit and presents it Jolly straight up with, "What's trash? I fix."
Was trash.
Well, he'll fit in just fine.
All right. I'm going to say that Jolly would see. He's kind of, got the clue eye. Yes, pissed, but also I could use I could use someone like this.
I mean, he did make it a +1 war pick, so yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
was trash. I'm going to make that canon. Jolly now has a +1 pickaxe or warp hammer. I'll just make that adjustment now.
That only
I think you already
happens
did.
until-
Ah, nice. Nice. Love it. I was going to ask too, Alhana, your character, are they pretty outgoing and friendly then? Pretty
yeah.
open and okay. And a little bit naive by the sounds of it?
Yes.
Okay. A little too trusting, yeah. All right, and your Kenko is obviously Corey is in customer service.
Kind of. It's more that he's doing a service to the dwarven people
Oh, nice.
rather than in customer service.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't really care about the other people.
Yeah. But his people, he wants to make sure everything's good for them. Cool.
Exactly.
Kelsey, do you want to say a bit about your character? Do you want to do it in character? Tell us your background.
I can't do it in character because Crichton is just, he's got nothing but song. Also, I don't know if I can channel Brendan Fraser as frequently as I would like.
You get a lot of time to practice.
I will. So Crichton, named after our dearly departed creator of Jurassic Park, is a half elf from the same area as Mara. Actually, he is in love with Mara. And just for meta purposes, nobody knows except for Crichton and Mara. He is actually Mara's cousin, like the human half.
Yeah, oh, right. Yeah, that fine family.
Yes. He is Mara's cousin. And he is in love with Mara. And so he's also a wanderer kind of deal. And so before Mara fully transitioned into War kind of like to play tricks on Crichton and would teach him all of like every single song she could possibly think of. So because Crichton is a bard by class, he has songs stuck in his head like earworms, and he bursts into song for no reason. And he also learned Infernal because he started realizing that Mara was kind of going to the dark side, so he figured, why not?
Even though Mara doesn't know Infernal.
Exactly.
He went with it.
He figured War would know, and like he figured that the other personality, like he's smart, like he's dumb, but he's not stupid. He kind of figured that this other entity might know Infernal.
Is he a bit of a himbo?
Yes. He's a bit. He's Brendan Fraser from The Mummy.
Okay, all right.
He's a giant himbo.
Beefcake himbo.
Actually, no. He's more of what's his bucket? He's Jonathan.
Oh,
like
right.
Jonathan
Okay,
himbo.
Got it. All right.
Like he could speak Egyptian, like he can read Egyptian, like he knows it, but at the same time, it's like, how the hell do you know Egyptian? Kind of deal. But yes. Also, he for some reason, all of his like magical abilities are very, very much like, I like to go boom.
Okay, cool.
Two artificers? That's going to go down well.
Like,
So,
like not like fire boom, like thunderclap boom.
Yep.
Like,
all right. Got it.
I definitely wasn't going, as I was creating him, going, oh shit, how am I'm turning this guy not only into freaking
John.
yes, he's basically turning into Sailor Jupiter. When I said this character is going to be me, this character is turning into me. And we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. And he is going to yield haunt because he heard that that's where Mara is currently living.
Yeah. I don't know how he figured that out, but he did.
Very good.
Like a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, like word got back that
that's where she was.
Mara is. Like the same reason Vassar.
Well, I mean, she has been in the newspaper.
Probably. I mean, like the same reason Vassar ends up in Waterdeep is probably the same reason Crichton ends up in Waterdeep. And yeah. And also a running joke is going to be every single time he enters the Ye Olde home, he's going to be singing a love ballad because he hopes that Mara is going to hear this, but she is never going to be in the same place as Crichton. Because I can't play two characters at the same time.
Aha. When you DM, you will. Also, we've got two he's, and Soliolo is he, her, them, what's...
They, them.
They, them. Okay. Yeah. All right. Because you did it in the first person. We didn't, yeah, so I think, let's see, it's Yella and Sib left. So let's go Sib, because I want the surprise. I don't know much about this character from Yella, so I'm gonna save it for the last.
You're gonna be in for a surprise.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I go on vacation, and look what happens in the Discord while I'm gone.
It explodes with
Stupidity is
ideas.
what happens.
I go to bed and I wake up to the Discord and I'm like, nope, not touching it. No, I don't want to go to work. No, not gonna happen.
All right. So, Sib, do you want to do yours in character or in the third person?
I don't trust my Aussie accent yet.
Right.
Oh dear God, save us all.
Sorry, I'll save the C
No
word. I
idea.
won't use that.
Aussies.
Nazira is a half-orc that was always intelligent. And they became a pirate eventually. At some point, they came across a dwarven artificer who taught Nez how to really use their intellect. And later on, shenanigans happen. Now, Nazira is in Waterdeep with no crew because Nazira got them arrested in revenge for the officers refusing to promote them.
Oof.
Okay.
So,
That's how shit happens.
yeah, upset an intelligent half-orc and
Yeah.
lose everything. As for why Nazira would be going to the old haunt, they've heard it's new, and they've heard that some crazy shit goes down there. So
That
where
would be
else?
true.
Oh, crazier shit is about to go down. Team is like way fucking later than 18.
All right, and sorry, your character's name. By the way, everyone, if you go into Roll20 and you where the rolls are, the very last image is a gear icon, and you can change your display name there. So if you want to,
Like that.
yeah, like I just changed. Oh, I haven't saved it yet. There we go. Why didn't it go? Come on, save name. What?
I do need to actually get Nazira's token in.
I still haven't decided what Crichton's gonna actually look.
Oh, looks like I have to refresh my page. It looks like it's frozen. Anyway. Okay,
Because
yeah.
you put D Mistress.
Oh, do you see it? All right, it wasn't showing up for me, so I had to re-log in. So, oh yeah, slashes too. Yeah, that also works, so that I know whose characters what. Brilliant, love it. Okay, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, so tell us a little bit about Nazira. Is the correct pronunciation? The emphasis is in the right place.
Nazira, I don't know. I haven't decided on
Nazira or Nazira? Okay, we'll say Nazira until you decide. You can
It's going to be
change
very Anglo because I'm still English. Can't
it. You can't help it. How is their personality? You know, they pretty. I mean, obviously, don't get on their fucking bad side. But are they generally otherwise pretty outgoing, or are they a little bit reserved? What's their demeanor like?
They're the sort, if there's going to be a boarding action, they're in charge. So, yeah, probably pretty outgoing.
Okay. And the big surprise, the
The jumping
dessert.
the shark moment.
The dessert at the end of the meal.
Might be nuking the fridge.
So in character,
I just
Or-
noticed the picture.
Gotta commit to the bit. Heyo, Kermit the Frog here. I used to be just your average ancient evil, and then before I knew it, I got stuck in a puppet, trapped and fused with the soul of Jim Henson. His light sealing away my power. When he finally died, I used all of my strength to look for a new vessel for my now mangled half-human, half-frog soul.
oh my god.
It ended up by pure chance finding a grung after he turned pure green. When I took control over his body, I set off into the world trying to gain my old strength. This journey eventually took me to Waterdeep, where since the present I hadn't felt in a really long time. after chasing it down, I ended up in a place called the Old Haunt. And when I entered, I saw her. She looked different, but she's presence so felt the same. War. Now I'm looking for a job there, and then to figure out what happened to my old mistress.
Oh, by the way,
Ah,
that was
don't know how
amazing.
long I'm gonna keep that voice up, to be honest. I
That
feel
was
like that's gonna
amazing.
fuck my voice in a while.
Honestly, if I ever or Kevin ever needs someone to do a Jordan Peterson impression for a video,
Hey-o.
I am gonna call you. Is that
Oh no.
that was brilliant?
Jordan Peterson's
Oh, I was
back
trying
as
to keep a
well.
straight face, but the second you were like, I sensed my mistress, and I'm like, who is he talking? And then you're like, it was War. I'm like, fucking shit, man. I'm dead.
Oh, you guys slay me.
I did say in the Discord, I get the feeling we've accidentally made a team that is specifically to troll one person.
I mean, to be fair, when I initially described Kermit, I described him as the best worst idea I've ever had.
Oh, what a ragtag bunch of misfits you all
Oh, Kristi, I feel so bad for you.
No, you guys bring me so much joy. All right, okay.
By the way, I'm a monk. I plan on going astral self next level.
Oh, okay, yes. All right.
Also grung, so I'm a little frog person.
All
Who
right.
poison you if you touch them?
How little is little?
3 feet.
All right. So halfling size.
You are
Also,
smaller
I
than
didn't-
Bartram.
Small.
Also, I did not realize that monks could sing and give you healing
And now
at
they-
level 2.
The bard.
How does...
Are you thinking about the bards in the Song of Rest?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, bards.
Bards. You said
Yeah.
monks. No, bards
I-
can do that.
Did I
Monks
say
can't.
monks?
Yeah,
said monks.
it's just
Oh,
probably
well.
just habit. That's fine.
I'm gonna get that confused for forever and a day.
That's okay. No worries.
Oh, also, Kristi, BTW. Crichton has a trumpet.
Cool.
'Cause I was like,
Alright.
you know what? Screw this. If I'm not allowed to have my pipes of haunting,
Yet.
I'm gonna-
Okay.
I'm getting a
Oh.
trumpet.
Also important to note, Kermit has a lute.
Oh, well, there you go. It's going to be the wind section.
I mean, I
A
needed him
trumpet
to be
isn't
able
a
to play
wind
Rainbow Connection. I mean,
Oh, it's a brass. Correct. But they're
I
both
mean,
blown.
a lute is a type of, well, string instrument.
Oh, I thought you said
also-
pipes. But you have a
No,
lute.
I have a lute.
Sorry.
Lute.
Okay, never mind. Wow, I was not even
The
in the...
closest thing to a banjo I could find.
Mhm.
A badger?
Banjo.
Joe.
Banjo. God.
You could just get a banjo. Trumpets technically don't exist in this universe.
All right, I'm going to turn your volume
Okay,
up.
that case he has a banjo, okay?
Yeah,
The
they
lute
can-
is
I
a banjo.
mean, a banjo is just a drum with a stick and strings on it.
You better not say that to anybody from like the ding 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 ding.
No, I
Yeah.
mean like physically.
Ding,
That's what a
ding,
banjo
ding, ding,
is.
ding.
Oh.
A taut piece of skin with
Yes.
strings over it and a stick.
I mean,
Yes,
that
but
describes
anybody from the,
multiple
the
instruments.
Appalachians will come and kill you.
Girl,
They'll
I
actually
speak the hill folk.
Yeah, and they'll beat you with the banjo.
I'll have to find me first.
They're not good at city navigation.
No, you can. You can homebrew a banjo. That's fine. That's,
Yeah, I
we'll just
mean,
reskin a
we'll
lute
just-
as a banjo. There you go.
Ah,
Oh,
it's not easy
also-
being queen. Maybe next time I'll be blue.
Dum-
Oh, Mara is totally gonna be trolling Kermit. The second she sees him, she's gonna be like, "Where's Miss Piggy?"
Also, the thing is, he actually gets the references because they're from the same world.
It's gonna be the best.
Gorko is gonna be so jelly. Like, who is this? My new brother?
I mean, assuming Kermit actually accepts that, because the war he used to know was way fucking stronger.
All right. So, is everyone? Did anyone else have anything they want to add? Or, yeah, Solio Olo's class and subclass intended is.
They're a wild magic sorcerer.
Yes, you mentioned that because we had a whole discussion about the mechanics.
Yes.
So you've got your number starting out, right? You got your base number for your
Yes.
chances.
We're starting at 5, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes.
And you have to roll a. Sorry, let's go over this again because I need to
D20.
write it down.
Right. Whenever I cast a level 1 spell or higher,
Mhm.
I roll a d20, aiming to get over 5.
Okay.
And then, so first time I cast a level 1 spell, I have to get over 5. Next time I cast a level 1 spell or higher, it's a 6. Time after that, it's a 7 until I get a wild magic surge. When I wild magic surge, roll a d100, and that's when you pick off the chart, and then the wild magic chance resets to 5.
Yeah. So when you're at a 7, if you get a 1 through 7, it goes off. And if you get like up to 10, if it gets a 1 through 10, it goes off, right? That's
Yes.
the mechanic. Okay. Yep. So d20 and then a d100. All right. Just to thank you for going through that one more time. Now everybody understands. Okay. And I do too, because I'd forgotten. But it fell off my brain between the last time. So I've written it down now, which my notes amounted to d20, d100. But now it's written down, I'll remember what those mean. Okay. Yeah, so at this point, you guys can settle in a little bit because it is story time. I am going to tell you what has happened since, well, as we're switching. So kind of like the start of the new series. This covers the time of goings on at Ye Old Haunt from the 22nd of Iland until the 27th, because you guys are gone for about 10 days in total. So life in Ye Old Haunt in some ways hasn't changed much, but in other ways it's changed quite a lot with the PN2C party members gone. Like they were kind of like not there a lot anyway. Like there were times during the day when they would be gone all day or they would disappear all night. But Liff and Jarvis and Jolly and Friend and the Bobs all kind of noticed that, it is a little bit quieter because they don't come home at the end of the day or in the morning or whatever else. And it is quieter because, things aren't being lit on fire around the neighborhood. But generally it's kind of like, yeah, they're a little like the memory of them is very fresh with the members of staff. And so during this time, while things seem to be a little bit of a downtime, the Bobs decide to take a week of holiday. And in order to, because they have, family and extended friends and stuff who can kind of keep the business, keep the wealth in the family, they recommended Jarvis, their 2 cousins, Jerry and Jerry. So they're each called Jerry. So the Jerrys come and fill in for the Bobs for the week that they're on vacation. But they're back by the time that we're kind of entering the storyline. Friend has also been settling into life at Ye Old Haunt. Jarvis was able to use their disguise kit and forgery kit to keep Friend's identity hidden from the Waterdeep authorities. And so currently, Friend is kind of working as a coat check at the bar at night, mostly to like get out and circulate a little bit, and it's also a job that doesn't require a lot of communication. And so Jarvis thought that this would be a good way to get Friend out of their room during the day because they can't really go out in the city. What Jarvis did was to turn their gold medal in, and they put like a lot of some kind of substance on it to like make it more look like brass, but also like very old brass. So currently it seems to be working, and no one really looks at Friend more than twice, especially with the disguise kit. Jarvis has also bought a couple of comprehend language scrolls out of petty cash and started to spend some time with Friend to communicate with them. And in the course of their interactions with Friend, they learn the language that the their kind, or the I can't remember the name of the specific thing that they are.
Right.
Yeah, but the kind of a construct, I guess it is, right? Yes. But the Nimblewrights, you're right. The Nimblewrights specifically seem to have their own language, and it's pretty limited. It's very functional, has very few verbs, it has very few concepts other than time. But Friend has been very quick to learn to read, and so they are understanding ideas more complex than they can speak. And working their connections in the city of Waterdeep, they meet up and go and attend. They go to the Hearing Impaired Association in Waterdeep and start common sign language classes, and also have brought a tutor in to help Jarvis and Friend learn or start to learn common sign language. So anyone after a month of study, now, if you want to take the time and work with Friend or work with a tutor, you can get an extra language proficiency in common sign language. And that is how you can go ahead and speak with Friend.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome possum.
So we'll definitely pick up more language proficiencies.
Correct. I also learned that when I did some research, Drow have a sign language, but it didn't really seem narratively linked at all to bring in Drow sign language. So the other thing was Thieves' Cant has some hand signals, but it would be up to Clue to decide, because obviously you don't want those in general circulation. But
Yeah. Also, they're very specific. There's like break into that place or that place is safe now. You're not having entire like conversations just like miming at each other in Thieves' Cant.
Yeah, yes. So you guys get it, and then in that way, basically, Friend, you can communicate with Friend freely. Jolly has taken his role as tavern security very seriously. Not only does he, do the job of sort of physical security on site, but he has also been trying to, he is very conscious of being followed or going into areas where there are a lot of Xanathar operatives, but he has been working his contacts through his old employment and his other ties to the docks and things to keep up with the criminal gossip around Waterdeep. And amongst other people, he has heard people linking P and 2C, I should say, being linked as a possible place of who has the stone. There does seem like it's called the Stone. People don't call it the Stone of Galore, but there is a lot of discussion about people looking for the stone, and Erstil Fluxen maybe being the last person to have had the stone, yada yada yada. So there's like some of it's not accurate, some of it's wild speculation. But your names are in the mix, and this worries him. He is also, and maybe he's being paranoid, but he's pretty sure that the tavern is under some sort of surveillance, because when he does like his perimeter sweeps, occasionally during the day, he will catch people loitering, and not the sort of like loitering in order to panhandle, but loitering for the sake of loitering, and this makes him very suspicious. So he is concerned about an attempt at some point being made on the tavern. One other thing with that. Oh, right. Oh, no, that comes down in the Lift update. Closer to like the 25th or the 26th, right about the time you guys are doing your Lighthouse and Hall of Knowledge stuff, Felric stops by on an evening and leaves a note for Hibara with Jarvis. I'll say what it is, because, all right. So the note reads, "Our halfling friends have more in common than their taste in magic." And then there's a crudely drawn picture of a rat. The last lines read, "YP after 8 most nights, Felric."
Am I to understand that Jarvis went snooping and opened the letter?
Also,
Is that what had happened?
Well, I think it was more like scribbled on a piece of paper and not folded in half. So it wasn't like inside an envelope. It was like, do you have a piece of paper? Scratch, scratch, scratch. Give this to Hibara.
I'm just wondering if he read it or not.
Oh, I'm sure. I think Jarvis would have seen
Okay.
it, yeah. And also to
Also-
kind of keep an eye on. Yeah.
Not to be punny, but I'm going to be punny. Who ratted on us again?
No. Well, yes, it is a good pun. But yeah, Corey, do you want to just kind of give some context for that for people who might have forgotten that subplot?
Oh, the Hibara is going to track down these necromancers subplot is basically where we had left off was that she has a lead to this halfling bar, if I remember correctly,
Correct. Yeah, it's kind of like a bar /
in tavern
hostel.
something.
Yeah, it's like a youth hostel, but not for youth. It's just like a hostel. It's a really, really rundown hotel, but very cheap.
And it caters to halfling.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it has nothing to do with the fact that we're going to go ratty.
No. But there is a Continue.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we don't know that
Mhm.
yet.
Well, no, it wasn't
But-
related, but it is. These things both happened in this plot, so I'm bringing them together.
And
Honey, Kristi.
she had gotten Perry to agree to investigate the place. Which, full disclosure, she expects Perry to like literally haunt the place.
I was just about to say investigates air quotes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's her running plan currently, what she's thinking.
Okay.
And I believe that's it for everything.
Yeah. So a little bit of hint that that group might be a little bit ratty themselves.
I mean, most of our group has stopped being ratty.
Yeah, you're true.
I
But,
think
I
only
think
one
Perry
of us.
has the scroll, but might not have used it yet. So if Hibara catches him in time,
Oh, did Perry not use it yet? I thought he used it already.
I mean, was Perry? No, Perry wasn't even bitten. I think. I don't think he was turning ratty. I
no.
think it was only...
Hibara was the only one who wasn't infected.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone was infected except for Hibara.
Yeah, we all went ratty. Though, if I remember correctly from the video, none of us should have gone ratty because I don't think any of us got hit with swords. We all got bitten, and the rat thing doesn't pass through being bitten.
Yeah, it does.
Guys,
No, it doesn't.
specifically
According to that
does.
video, you don't get.
Oh,
if
it's
you get-
harder to do it with biting.
It's harder to do it for rats than for most because they don't have that much saliva, but they can in fact do it.
Yeah, and you guys got
Yeah.
bit multiple times. So
Yeah,
there
they
were-
did.
there-
We rolled really
One.
nicely.
Yeah, they did.
Well, it only takes one time.
If you're really
You know what?
lucky, yeah.
I'm gonna find you, Kristi. I'm gonna bite you.
Generally, rat infections are on purpose.
I'll show you where I like to be bitten. Okay.
Okay.
No kink shaming.
I think we also had mentioned as like brainstorming, although they hadn't talked about it, having War also help out because of the rattiness. So
Maybe I don't remember having that conversation, but I don't remember.
well,
a lot of
we
shit.
had that conversation. They didn't have that conversation.
Oh,
It was just spitballing.
okay. Well,
Yeah, it was
Again,
meta.
shit could happen, and I don't remember it. So yeah.
Okay. All right, so that little update is waiting for you when y'all get back to Waterdeep. Also, another update is that sort of giving more credence to Jolly's concerns. Liff one night was down in the ground level, dusting off some glasses on the top shelf that don't get used a lot when he started to hear noises in the back entrance of the tavern. And knowing you all weren't due back and you never used the back door, they went like through the back door and found two cloaked figures trying to, looks like, pick the lock. And he just pulled like a really fierce face at them, and that scared them off. But once that happened, Jolly's actually organized like an official watch, mostly with Friend in the evening and himself, to make sure that nobody else tries to pick the lock or try to break in while everybody is sleeping. And finally, Madame Cookery is developing this real fan base for her morning pastries. Even though it's not like officially a patisserie in the morning, people keep like when the doors are open, they'll stick their head in and go, "What's that lovely smell?" And so, she and Jarvis are currently discussing a profit-sharing side venture with her in the in the Ye Olde Haunt. But so she basically will like use the facilities to do. It's kind of the same situation you've got with when you all aren't there to use her healing morning pastries.
Mhm.
She and Jarvis worked out a deal with Durden, and he sells them to adventurers he offers them to adventurers who are going down into the Yawning Portal's portal. And so
Cool.
that's already a revenue stream, but she's just like her regular pastries now, also because she's just such a delicious, just amazing baker. And yes. Oh, okay. So this is basically life is carrying on pretty normal in Ye Olde Haunt with some of the stresses, going on with, being targeted and under surveillance. But otherwise, the business to the customers, and all the staff, they're aware that things are, they're asked to report anyone who's suspicious to Jolly. Doesn't want to, they're not scared, but they realize that you guys are adventurers and you might be getting on the wrong side of some people. So, but they also, none of them really like Xanathar, so they're fine to kind of stand with you. Meanwhile, as you all know, Omen Dran had been concerned about the lack of franchise payment from the Phandalin headquarters when he heard from Jarvis, having heard from you, that you had found Talhan Natha, and that she reported there had been an attack. And at that point, he decided that he needed a team to go immediately and find out what is happening. But he also didn't want the word to spread a lot because obviously, like, this doesn't look good for business. And so he wants to kind of keep it under wraps until he knows more about the situation. So gets in touch, comes over to the Ye Olde Haunt, and talks with Jarvis about when you are going to be back, and just logistics and trying to figure it out. And in the course of this conversation, Jarvis recommends that Jolly be the person who leads the team. He's obviously very experienced and very trustworthy. He's really shown loyalty to the franchise, to the party, to the team. And he, in a pinch, if you need somebody who can do something in confidence, you can't send out friends wanted by the authorities. So you can't send the Bobs, and Jarvis has to run the business. So Jolly sits down and meets with Omen Dran, who gives him his brief. And, as they're meeting, Jolly thinks, does this guy ever even have his own office? I've never seen his headquarters. He's always over here. But they talk about it, and they put together, take out a map and talk about Jolly putting together a team to go find out what happened in Phandalin. So it is now the 27th of Eland. It is, sorry, I have one more thing to do. About a week ago, when Jarvis opened up the doors, there was a small green-looking frog creature with a banjo. sat at the front door, like outside the tavern door. And Jarvis looks down and says, "Oh, good morning, my friend. Have you spent the night there?"
Oh no, I spent the night at the docks.
Oh, even worse. Well, this sidewalk...
I need water, so I don't really have many other choices.
Oh, well, the sidewalk is going to start to get busy. I can offer you a cup of coffee before you go on your way.
I would be very thankful.
So Jarvis, brings you in, and the Bobs have some of the bar stool seats set up for people who are height challenged, so that it's not so embarrassing. You can sit up there, yeah. So Jarvis says, "Please, you said you were thirsty. Liff, can you get them a water?" And yes, as you clamber up to the bar stool seat.
I mean, I just jump on the bar stool.
Oh, okay, there you go. Don't even need it.
I can jump up straight 15 feet, so.
Okay, all right. So with a single bound, Kermit goes from the floor, it lands precisely in the middle of the bar stool, and lifts Ghost eyes open a little bit at the agility and quick reflexes, but quickly pours some water and with its ghostly hand sort of slides it across the bar to you.
Thank you. Just drinks it real quick.
And so
This
yeah,
all was happening at the beginning of the day as Jarvis was leaving, right? To go
Oh,
do
well,
errands.
normally, yeah, like, so Madame Cookery shows up early to make the pastries, and then the Bobs come down shortly after to add the coffee. And then Jarvis will come down, have a bit of a moment to themselves in their bathrobe, just with the paper that the Bobs brought and the coffee and the pastries. And then when they feel like they're together, they get dressed and they open up the front doors, you know, and they don't.
Can I propose that? Can I propose something? That Jarvis wears a hat
Sure.
while going about businesses. Specifically this hat.
Oh dear God.
Let's see. Is this?
Wow.
That is an impressive hat. I like it.
Hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would work with their autumn look. I mean, it's kind of pushing it because of the sun, but on a sunny day,
Exactly.
Jarvis
Oh,
could
but
rock
that screams Jarvis.
Right, but
I'm
you see
trying
how
to
the
wear
you
that
see how
every
the other
single
side
day.
you see how the other side is pinned up. That's where they would do their good side, like their attractive profile, and then they like hang the other one over the other. This is my best angle. This is the side I'm going to pin up. Lovely. All right. Yeah. So Jarvis sits down and Jolly sits down, and they just kind of start having a little talk about the business, about the Bobs being away, and the Jerrys are working out pretty well, but it's starting to get to be a lot sometimes. They might have to think about expanding the staff, because currently the staff are working a lot of the hours, and it's difficult to do shifts and give people time off. And so yeah, they're having these sort of general conversations a couple seats down from you, Kermit.
Kermit just kind of hops closer. If you're looking for workers, I might be able to help. And just like does a backflip.
And Jolly smiles and says, that's pretty good. I mean, we do have a bar, we do have entertainment kind of covered on most nights, but can you do anything else?
Well, I can do many things. What specifically are you looking for?
Well, I think we need some help in the kitchen. We need, unfortunately, it's not the best work, but we need someone to help us sort out our recyclables, because he kind of looks over to Jarvis, and Jarvis looks back at Jolly, and he pauses. He's like, we have an organic mulch in the basement, but not everything is mulchable, so we need someone who can kind of direct, like get the organic stuff out, and paper and other things. People who accidentally put their silverware or whatever in the mess. I guess there's also, Madame Cookery could really use some help in the mornings. So I mean, it's not very glamorous work, but we could pay you, and if you needed a place to stay for a while, we could probably set you up down here until you can find your own digs, or get another extra dimensional room.
Well, I don't know if I'd be particularly good at any of those things, but I can do this. And he just kind of jump kicks through a chair.
Now Jolly's eyebrows go up, and he goes, "Oh, right. Well, there might be some call for this kind of work too. What else can you do that's like this?" And like the kicking into this, like knocking over the chair. Jarvis is like, "Ah, prestidigitation." I hope they have prestidigitation. That's canon. All major domos have prestidigitation. Yeah, Jolly's like, now you've piqued his interest.
He just, well, I can also do this, and just kind of jumps onto the wall and just kind of sticks there.
Nods, like, that could come in handy. Can you crawl along the wall as well?
No problem. Just kind of goes onto the ceiling.
And he says like, "Oh, could you drop down from there onto somebody's head?"
I mean, you want to try out? Just like walks over top of him.
Yeah, like all right, let's say I'm robbing the cash register. He like moves himself and he like walks through Liff, and Liff is slightly annoyed. And opens up the cash register and says, "All right, so yeah, I'm robbing the cash register. What are you gonna do?" He
Just-
looks down at.
Just walk like clamps to like right on top of him, and then just like jumps down and just like full price like flying elbow him in the face.
Yeah, go ahead, give me an attack roll.
17.
Yeah. Let me see.
Also DC 12 con save for the poison.
Okay, hold on. I didn't have Jolly. I should have opened up the sheet before I started the fight. So let me see what his AC is. Oh, you nailed him. Yeah, he's 15 AC. So yeah, you managed to get a good smack on him. He's sort of surprised. He stumbles back a little bit, and it's a con save.
DC 12 con save, yeah.
Oh, you know what? He's got, as a fighter champion, would he have as his proficiency strength? And because he's, I don't see any proficiencies ticked here.
It should have strength tick.
Mhm.
Is that the only one? Yes.
I'll look up the fighter champion in a second.
I'll do it
Okay,
right now.
okay. Just if it's his con, because right now he's at a 4, but if he's got a proficiency in it,
I think it might be its con.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's con.
Okay.
Um,
If it's strength
it
and con.
should have con proficiency.
Okay.
I don't know how that
Yeah,
got
strength
checked.
and con, right?
Yeah, maybe for
fighter.
some.
Strength and con.
Yeah. I mean, did you do the character? Oh, we don't even remember if I did the character mancer or anything back in the day. But yeah, okay. So I just want to give him his proficiency in con. That might save his life.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, he's not poisoned.
No, but he's impressed. He's like, "Yeah, I'd shake your hand, but it might kill me. But yeah, you're hired. So I
But the
want."
poison just makes you nauseous. It doesn't kill you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Unless you stab him.
Afterwards.
I mean, I can just punch you. That tends to kill people very effectively.
All right. So yeah,
So
basically. Sorry. Go ahead, Kelsey.
After this whole thing happens, the doors bang open.
Okay.
So sick of love songs, so sad and tired, so tired of being, and like completely off key and just messing this song up because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry, Neo. And like he stops mid sentence and looks around. Motherfucker, son of a bitch, she's not even here.
Kermit just kind of looks at Jolly. Do you need me to take care of him?
Well, thanks, but yeah, well, you might be a paying customer. Let the diplomat, a fancy talker over there. And yeah, Jarvis is like confused, but you know, this is Waterdeep. You know, this isn't like an unnormal day for them, if I'm honest. Waterdeep has got quite eclectic characters. So yeah, Jarvis looks over and says, good morning to you, fine sir. Are you looking for some coffee and some pastries?
Well, I was looking for the love of my life. She works here, lives here.
Jarvis is so confused because Jarvis is doing the calculations. How many her pronouns fit in this house? And then when they realize how many there are, they are more confused because they're legit torn. Who is this guy here for?
There's only 2 that live here, I think.
Yes, exactly. Which one makes more
Three
sense?
with Madam Cookery.
That's true. It could be Madam Cookery. Yes.
But she doesn't live here.
No,
she?
that's true. She works here, but she doesn't live
Okay.
here.
I didn't
So
think she does.
someone either thinks Hibara is the love of their life, or someone thinks Mara is the love of their life. And not that
Yeah,
that's
We go
impossible,
for it.
but Jarvis just like legit can't predict what they're gonna say.
Yeah, it's pick your poison.
And all right, so Jolly is also like leans over to you, Kermit. He's like, "Oh, this is gonna be good. Watch this."
Kermit jumps on top of the bar to get a better view.
And which fine lady of ye old haunt is your heart set upon?
Oh, she's beautiful. Her skin is like freshly baked dirt. Oh,
So again, not narrowing it down because Hebara doesn't wash very much.
Hey, she has prestidigitation.
Okay,
You don't
does
need
she
to wash
use
when
it?
you cheat. Yes.
I just didn't think she'd be bothered by stuff like that, cobwebs in her hair or whatever.
Oh well, I mean, she probably not doesn't use it very like deeply, whatever.
No,
But like, she
Nice.
definitely uses prestidigitation in lieu of bathing.
Yes.
and she's not afraid to break a bone or your bones.
All right, now
This
she's
is not
on her-
narrowing it down.
He's like waiting for
I mean-
fire or music to come up. One of the two.
And so, of course, he walks over and sits down, like next to Kermit, and just kind of looks and has this dreamy, doe-eyed look on his face. And it's just like,
You
And her
look like a
name-
dreamer.
Sorry.
but they call me Maurice. Wow!
Why are there so many?
Tell me Kermit got that reference.
I actually didn't. I don't know what that is.
How? You're gonna have to look up old songs.
Give me a list in preparation for
Oh
the next
yeah,
section.
do a Spotify list for.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
for-
have. I'm not gonna have
Crichton.
preparation. Let's see. Hold on. Tell me. Wait. How does that fucking song go? I'm a lover. Oh fuck.
We're
Some
waiting on
people
you.
call
Oh.
me the space cowboy. Some people call me the gangster of love.
Some people
call me Maurice.
I feel like I've heard of that sometime.
You've heard
I
the
don't know what
song.
it is.
Yeah, when you hear the song, you'll oh, I know that. Yes, you'll recognize it even if you don't remember it.
Oh my god.
recall
Like
it.
I said, all
I'm a
of like
lover.
I'm
a
a
dreamer.
flimmer, I'm a bummer, and I'm a schemer.
listen, I
1970s.
thought it was
man.
Sinner.
So it could be Sinner. Yeah, I'm like.
It's Sinner.
Yeah.
It's totally Sinner. Anyway. See, this is what like I said, he is full of earworms. They just crawl into your brain and then they don't go away.
All right, so
we just-
next was the color of her skin.
So break your bones. And her name.
Jarvis
she told
leans
me-
forward.
He told me once means war in
Alright.
German.
Huh, you don't say.
Oh,
Kermit
yeah.
kind of cracked his knuckles.
Uh,
What exactly are your intentions with this woman?
Jarvis is like, "Who are you, and what are you doing in my conversation?" But they're gonna let him talk. They're gonna let him talk.
She's the love of my life. If I ever see her again, it will be beautiful. Her father taught her how to fight. She could beat you over the head with the quarterstaff, and you'll enjoy it. You'll tell her thank you.
That honestly sounds like a you problem. I mean, I know the cruelty and the allure of war, but they're generally considered separate things.
Okay.
He has murderous intent.
Don't we all?
Yeah, sometimes, friend, sometimes.
All of the time.
But she makes it look beautiful. Also, she makes friends with all the animals. She once told me that everything is a puppy if you try hard enough.
Jarvis nods their head like, "Oh yes, that's Miss Mara."
Yes, that's her. That is the love, my love.
Yes.
Ah,
I'm
Mara.
sad to tell you. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Jarvis says. By the way, Jolly leans in again to you, Kermit, and says, watch this. This is going to be good. Jarvis says, Miss Mara was sent away on a very important mission. She's currently in or around the area of Neverwinter. She's safe. She's fine. I just heard from her yesterday. Sure, why not? But unfortunately, she will not be back here for at least another 4 or 5 days, depending on how the sea weather goes.
I can wait. It's not like I haven't waited a lifetime for her.
And where were you planning on waiting?
Right here. I don't have to go anywhere. I have no plans.
It was at this moment that Jarvis really wished Tamara was still here.
I mean, don't get me wrong, friend. I have the monies.
Oh,
And-
okay. Well, I suppose we're. Oh, sorry. Finish. You're
It's
talking
not
about
like
money.
It's not like I'm a poor man. I can pay to stay. I am waiting, and if you need, I could also. I grew up with Mara. That is why she is the love of my life.
You were.
I have also learned at the hands of her father. I could wield whatever I need to wield to bash in a head or two. And like it's not that Jarvis kind of looks and he can see that Crichton's eyes kind of go crazy, just a tiny bit.
All right, so Jolly leans forward now and says, so you can hold your own on a highway road or in a bar fight?
Yes.
Or fight. Yeah.
Well, I actually could use some help on a problem I have to take care of, and it's only going to take, well, it might take a couple more days than before Mar gets back, but if the sea is kind of, takes a while, we'd be getting back at the same time. Are you interested in, and you too, Kermit, in a little side work? All expenses trip paid to Phandalin?
I mean, if the pay is good. I ain't a
Well,
chump either.
Depends. Does it involve punching things?
Lots of things, potentially.
In that case, I would very much be interested.
All right. Well, I don't have a cash payment, but what I do have is permission from my boss's boss to upgrade your weapon. Oh, you're a monk, aren't you? No one's a monk. Oh, you're a monk. Oh,
I
right.
am a monk.
Okay, well, basically, I can do an equipment upgrade to a better quality. I won't be able to pay you on the back end, but I can give you better equipment on the front end that's worth as much as a payment. Basically, you have the choice of making anything you have as your equipment plus one.
I have no equipment. I hit with my fists and I don't wear armor.
Then
Yes, monk. No armor, no weapons.
I know, I just thought about that. I was like, oh, we're gonna go see.
I mean, I
Get a
technically
really
have a
fancy
sling I
stick.
could make better in case I really need to do range things.
Yeah. All right. Well, think about something that you would like. That's the equivalent of a +1 at something.
Braces
plus weight.
defense.
So I can get a +1 rapier?
Yep. So I mean, we're gonna do that together later on once he gets the team together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you remember Obaya Ude? Way back in the very first episode, Mara was hanging out with her. I think Thalvar was as well.
Yes.
So she's a weapons dealer for a good cause. But yeah, she also knows Omen Drawn, and Omen, because he doesn't have any cash right now because you guys have his stash. He's having a hard time with liquidity, and so he's worked out a deal with her to have her invoice him and to give you each basically the equivalent of a +1 piece of equipment. So that's going to happen. Well, it depends on how long this goes tonight, but if we need to like fast play that, that will help then. So you guys can have a think about that. All right. So let's say to bring more people in. All right. So Jolly kind of starts to talk to Kermit and to Crichton, and
And then the door. The
okay.
door. the door creeps open a little, and a little green head pokes itself in. It's like, hello, are we open?
Jarvis is like, no, but yes, come on in. We've already got customers. Come on in. Let's just open up. Let's just, the Bob's, get a bit more coffee on and bring out a few more of the pastries. Welcome, friend. Come on. Would you like a seat at the table? Would you like to join us at the bar and
Yes.
meet
Yes,
some
yes,
new
yes.
people?
Yes, thank you. It's good to have ceiling over my head again. Ceiling out there's too high. I can't even see it. Yes, yes. Some food and some drink, please. By any chance, has anyone here seen a little red-faced human? Nice fellow. Goes by the name of Tasty Pete. He will have this amulet thing. No. Oh,
Let's see, what is Jolly's background? Is it a criminal background?
He has gambler, I think.
Oh, okay, all right. I was gonna give a roll. I mean, I can have him do an intelligence check. I mean, he's not that great at it, but I can have him do an intelligence check just to see if he's heard of the name of Stinky Pete. Sorry, a Tasty Pete. Nope, no. Oh, did you? So yeah, Jolly comes over and says, "So, did you lose it or was it stolen from you?"
well, Mr. Pete, he said he was going to use it to convince the clerics to come out and heal the caravan that we were escorting, but he took so long that they all died, so I came here on my own, and I can't find him now. I must get the amulet back. It's the last thing I have of my home and my tribe.
Jolly is someone who's got a difficult childhood, can kind of empathize. Doesn't say anything really, but just sort of gives you a little pat on the shoulder. So what were you doing with your caravan coming over? Is that you part of the crew? Are you security? Are you a passenger?
I was hired on as additional security. But we were attacked by bandits. We fought them off, but not before they broke the wagons and killed all but one of the horses that Mr. Pete used to come to the city to get the help. But
So did you get paid for your job, or did they ditch you out on the pay as well?
well, they all died, so no pay.
Well, I know it's probably difficult to trust people after that, but if you are looking for a job, I could offer you something leaving tonight or tomorrow, possibly.
Oh, yes, that sounds good.
And then we'll bring you back to Waterdeep, and you might have more resources to continue on with your search of your property.
That sounds good. That sounds very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, what is I'm looking for like a locate object. Does anyone I was looking to see if no. Jarvis doesn't have any like locate object spells. But, Jarvis says, I will tell you what, if it goes well with this job, I know it's very important and we would appreciate you being able to make yourself available so quickly. Maybe we can help you out with a locate object spell. And
Bara does know that. Or have access.
Ah, okay. Yeah. When you come back.
Oh, that sounds very good. Thank you. So generous. I like you people. Oh, is that the ghost? Oh.
Yeah, Liff sort of floats over with a glass of water, and the Bobs bring out piping hot coffee. That they walk up on the little like ledge that's for the shorter staff, so that they can like set it down in front of you. And Jarvis says, well, people who work for us, we don't charge them for food or drink. Room and board is part of the gig, so enjoy yourself. Go ahead and drink up. Have as much water, coffee. We'll have to get out for some juices, but these pastries by our in-house chef, Madame Cookery, people are lining up outside, but you help yourselves.
Oh, that smells yummy. Okay,
I'll have a glass of that, and I'll have a glass of that, and starts pointing at random bottles on the shelves behind him. I'll have a glass of that and a glass of that.
No, Liff will start and give you one thing, and it says, kind of exists this thing like drink, like he pretends to drink it so that it's empty, and then puts it down, and then he says, and they go like for next, basically saying, drink first, and then I'll pour. Like, let's see how you get through. Are you pointing at
Okay,
alcohol?
okay.
Are you pointing at
Yes.
alcoholic things? All right.
Okay, that one first. It's green. I want to try that one.
All right. So he gets the absinthe down. You want to go ahead and just see how well you're going to be able to hold your liquor. Go ahead, give me a con save.
Did Crichton get one of the pastries?
Yeah.
The second he gets a pastry, he goes, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Now where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Now there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There
At
we
this
go.
point,
There we
Jarvis
go.
just looks over and goes,
Peanut butter
"Oh,
jelly.
oh,
Peanut
now
butter
I
jelly.
see the
Peanut butter jelly.
resemblance."
Peanut
Oh
butter
yeah,
jelly.
you
Peanut
definitely
butter
are
jelly in a
related.
baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly in a baseball bat.
Okay.
Does peanut
Stop.
butter exist here?
I
Oh.
don't know. I'll have to find out. But
Oh,
yes.
That makes my head feel funny. Hey.
Wait, does Jarvis think that like I said love of my life. I didn't say we were related.
Oh no, but you can see that the influence of Mara on him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, who else would in the middle of the day just jump into the middle of the room and do a random song and a random dance that no one has ever heard of before?
He did say childhood friend too,
Yes.
Mm,
so
yes.
same background.
Okay. Good. I said I was okay. Good.
Right.
Alrighty.
All right,
I'm like,
so
I just want to make sure that nobody gets it until later.
Seeing the bard prancing around
mhm.
in the middle of the room singing, Soliolo just like waves a hand and produces a minor illusion of a drum beat to accompany him.
I mean, I guess in that case, Kermit's gonna join in and start playing his lute.
So Bartram, you actually were you received a message early this
Shit,
morning.
man.
Yeah, you're better. You're a little bit more on key than the bard, so you got that going for you right now. By the way, Bartram, you received a message last night from Jolly. This was, you don't know this, but Meta after his meeting with Omen Drawn, and he decided somebody who could steal things off his belt might be useful in the situation. So he called you up and invited you to come over to offer you a job out of town for about a week.
How is this delivered?
Let's see. One of the Bobs will deliver it. They'll come over. They'll still have their apron on from work. And it was James who brought him over in the PN2C carriage because you guys obviously didn't need it, so they're using it for
I was asking if it was a verbal or said.
Oh, it was presented in person, saying this is coming from Jolly, and then it was a piece of paper.
Okay, then upon reading the piece of paper, he'd go get a pen and write back in surprisingly good handwriting, yes, and then hands it back to the Bob.
All right. So I'll see you tomorrow morning at the at Ye Olde Haunt.
See you tomorrow morning at Ye Olde Haunt. Yes.
So as you are actually approaching Ye Olde Haunt, you hear these peanut butter jelly time coming out of the front door.
The kind of shit banjo chords over top.
Yes. Yes, and the Verdan is playing the bar, just throwing in a wild Soliolo guitar or drum solo. Yeah, it doesn't sound good, but it sounds like people are having fun. You know the difference.
Jelly in a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly in a baseball bat. Now where
He's just
being
gonna-
intoxicated, Saliolo's not doing such a great job of keeping the beat, but they're trying, bless them.
he's just gonna waddle in and look for Jolly.
Yeah, so Jolly's over there he's trying to do the same dance now as Crichton because Crichton hasn't stopped. And it's a little bit catchy and there's kind of a rhythm to it, but he's really not used to he's got agility when it comes to like violent moves, but like the whole Spanish hip thing, he looks more like a dad. So it just you kind of question your decision to come when you see him. But you walk in
Yes.
anyway. Jolly sees you and is like, "Oh, hey, Bartram, awesome! Come on in. I want you to meet the other people who are going to be heading up over to Fandolin with us. Come on in. There's coffee or there's booze or whatever. We're already starting day drinking. High five, buddy."
Did
Holds
I
out his
hear
hand.
day drinking?
Wait, isn't Jolly like 6'5" or something?
Yeah.
Okay, Bartram is 3'2", so
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah.
not so much a high five.
And he goes, "Oh, down low." He offers you a
Slaps his
down low.
hand.
Yeah. Yes.
Clink.
And I'm like,
Soliolo wanders over. Oh, shiny arms. Can I touch them? Poke, 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 poke. Oh, very tough. They must be good.
What is Soliolo wearing?
What they're wearing in the picture.
But what is it? Is it
Robes.
so no armor, no
No.
weapon? Does she have
Well,
that staff?
they have two daggers at their waist and a crossbow on their back.
Okay. Then as they're poking Bartram, he is going to probably can't see the crossbow. So let's see. That more than
passive perception.
more than her passive
Perception.
perception?
I assume she doesn't have more than 20 willpower.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know.
He's also
It's only a 14.
Yeah.
they're also drunk.
That's true. They are.
That's so it
That's
works.
a
He's gonna pull-
disadvantage, so -5, so she'd have 10.
Go pull one of the daggers off of their waist, and look at it, and hold it up to their face and go, "This trash I fix."
Oh, is it? Oh, yes, please. Very
So-
nice person.
While you guys are having this conversation, you hear from the doorway, Solio, especially with your drunken ears, you hear this. Did I hear someone say day drinking?
Mhm. Yes, they got very good drinks. Try the green one.
Day drinking.
Yeah, so
Yay, day
Edin
drinking.
walks the half orc, pulling down her mask and saying, "Mead. I need mead."
Kermit just kind of jumps up to him. Hey, how are you doing? Just kind of puts his hand out.
Oh, mead. Oh, that's an interesting word. Oh, I'll try some of that too. Mead, please.
What is Nazira wearing?
Mostly cloth, just wrapped around various directions.
So no armor.
Not real armor, no. There's a few coins linked and scattered about.
No weapons.
Why is
She's got
nobody-
her. No, sorry, they've got their long sword and crossbows currently slung on their back.
Barsham throws the shitty dagger away, just literally behind him, and runs over to her. Let's see if we can steal the crossbow.
Solio tries to catch it, clatters to the floor, and they go running after it.
Crichton isn't drinking, by the way.
Nearly caught it.
Passive perception is 12, so.
Yeah, I figured that failed. So, yeah, he waddles up. He quickly waddles up to her, and starts to reach for the long sword. And as he does, his arm split at the elbow. What does she do?
Zero would unwind a bit of the bit of their wrist wrapping and use this to bind Bartram's hands.
Ooh.
That is Bartram's AC.
I'm not going to roll damage. The Zero's not trying to do damage. Just bind the hands.
Like, well, Jarvis kind of looks over at Jolly and says, "Yep, I guess this is my crew. Universe provided. I don't know what they provided. Guess we'll find out."
Gabby just jumps next to Jolly. Yeah, they're a real bunch of feeders, aren't they? Just vaguely starts climbing on top of Jolly.
Jolly's like, the thing is, this actually, like, this is some kind of universe. Like, this actually works. Like, this fits the people who have this pit tavern. This has got to be bigger than us. This has got to be fate bringing us together. You all showed up at the bar on the day I need a job, except for Bartram. Well, I like a good omen to start off a job. Anyway.
That which endures provides gracefully, as always.
All right, well, you guys, yeah. Well, I'm Jolly, as you know, or if you don't know, I'm Jolly. I'm looking to hire people for a job. I need to go find out about a fellow corporate office that was attacked, and headquarters has assigned me the responsibility of finding people to go up and find and learn what happened, recover if there's anyone still alive, to talk to them, and to report. It'll be a week. Expenses for your travel, your room and board will be covered, and you'll get some kind of equipment of your choice to be named later. Yeah, you guys, most of you are in. New person. You looking for work? You look like a strong half-orc who could bash some heads.
I can bash heads when you take hostages.
Can I have a perception check from
Sure.
Nazira?
Got perception check.
Yeah, 14 should be able to notice the crest on Bartram's elbows. Kristi, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. What clan was the dwarf that apparently taught Nazira?
I don't think I actually really got that far on writing that character's backstory, so
You didn't decide.
You're open, so we could like build something here together. What is
So what do you want it to be?
I don't know.
Whether
I will tell you that Bartram's clan is the Iron Fists, and that is emblazoned on his elbows.
So, in other words, do you want to be Iron Fist or do you want to be from a different clan?
This is like being in a fraternity or sorority. Like, yeah, so I guess it's up to you, Sib, if your character wants to have this connection with Corey's character. Like this recognition.
Iron Fist is that? You might have known a dwarf I once met.
Iron Fist, yes?
One of them taught me. And Nazira would withdraw the vine whips now so that Bartram can move on his own.
He's going to reach for her. He's going to reach for her weapon.
You won't be able to do much of it. I've already done it.
Did you take it out and hand it to him?
Yeah, Nazira would unsling the weapons and let the crossbow be taken.
Oh, he's just looking at the sword.
Oh,
Wanted to expect the
let the
sword.
sword go as well.
Yeah. Okay, so
Sorry,
he inspects
Nazira
the
would have
sword.
just slammed it on the table otherwise.
Have you infused the sword? Is it +1?
Not yet.
Okay, so it's normal. Then he looks it over. He goes, "This trash, I fixed."
I'll fix it myself. The thing. I can do it all myself.
It's trash you fix.
Indeed.
Hands it back.
Right. Is it fixed, or is it what's the status of the weapon?
Oh, it's still trash.
Oh, okay.
The Zero's going to fix it themselves.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, Jolly's like, yeah. So, yeah, if you're in, tell us a little bit. Who are you?
Surprised you ain't heard of me.
Waterdeep's
I'm
a pretty big
Nazira,
city.
the half-orc that just turned in the pirate captain.
Pirates.
Ooh,
Iron
that
Fist,
sounds-
yes?
That sounds exciting.
I never actually was an Iron Fist. I learned from a hostage dwarf we attack one time.
Hostage attack.
Uh, I was also a pirate, so
Yo ho,
Pirate?
yo ho,
Yes.
a pirate's life for me.
Yes.
sail
We
the
pillage and plunder and
seas.
don't give a hoot. Pick up me heart is yo ho.
But you don't look like a parrot. They look like a parrot. You don't.
pirate.
Yes,
Parrot?
parrot.
I want a cracker.
It's gonna be like 4 weeks of this.
Yes, yes, it will be.
Well, Solione doesn't know what a pirate is, and
Yeah.
Pirates. We sail the seas, we plunder ships, we capture booty, we sell it.
I
We
like
keep it.
big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't
ships,
deny.
ships. Those are the things that go on the water.
oh,
Yes, and yes, absolutely.
oh, very interesting.
Where I'm from, pirates stole digital media.
What's digital?
Well, I don't know.
Jarvis says, I think it's something they do on Mechanus or whatever. It's something the Modrons might do. I don't know. All right. So Jolly's like, okay, all right. So, you're Nazira? Nazira? Sorry, Nazira? Nazira. All right. Well, this is Kermit. Points at Kermit. This is
You.
Soliolo. You. The singer is Crichton. And
Did I actually give my name?
Didn't you? Oh,
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We don't know who this one
No.
is, but they know somebody who owns who's one of the business partners, so that gets them special privileges. What's your
Hi, I'm Crichton. And he
How
just
much
kind
of
of
your
waves.
meat this one drunk through?
Oh, by the way, yeah, all they had was the Luskin pirate beer, so that's what you got served.
I have had nothing. And he
Try
just
the
kind
green
of
stuff.
Drink green stuff's good.
I do like green.
wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Brush my teeth.
That's Crichton. He likes to sing. And this is Bartram. As you can see, Bartram is pretty good with their hands. All right.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So Jolly laughs. Ha ha ha. Sex.
Eh,
All right. So first rule of being on this job is you don't take
Talk
things.
about the job.
We're gonna talk about rules of the job. First thing is he like looks over at you, Bartram. We don't take other people's things without permission. So
But
ask.
if it's trash,
Yeah, you can tell it's trash. I don't want anyone fighting because they mistook you in the middle of the
Aw.
night. So, second rule is I'm in charge. And if we need to, any decisions ultimately come down with me. But I mean, I'm not going to ask you to do anything I wouldn't do myself. Also, yeah, if you all do really well, there's a Solutions Guild where they're bring in contractors for pretty good money, and if you all impress me, I'll be able to give you a direct recommendation to the president of the company, and tell him that you guys, because you worked on this job, should be able to skip the internship and the training program and the probationary period. All right, so you might not want to take the offer, but if you're looking for some quick and easy money on jobs that aren't that hard, it's a good connection to have. The other thing that Mr. Drawn authorized me to do is to pay you in advance with some special equipment. So before we head out to Phandalin, we're going to head over to the Yawning Portal. We're going to make sure nobody has trash. We'll fix it. Okay, Bartram?
Is trash I fix?
Well, if you like, well, how many things can you fix? Can you fix all the things?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'll.
Kermit just kind of jumps on her. Can you fix his guns? Just kind of flexes.
All right. Well, then I think
Bartram pulls out his tools.
Can you fix a
Yes.
broken heart?
Yes.
Oh, good.
All right. So, actually, I said, well, if that's the case, then I think that we don't have to worry so much about us all heading down to the Yawning Portal. Tell you what, if you wanna, how long is it gonna take you to fix things?
Yes.
All right. Hey,
I'm just. Nazir's just going to touch their long sword and imbue it like now.
Just gonna touch that longsword real gentle, like.
Yeah, mechanically, right now, it's only 2 things you can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
but with one person is a monk and one person is a bard, so even if you used all of them, you probably do more weapons upgrades than there are weapons to upgrade. Because you have 2 artificers, right?
Yep.
mhm.
Yep. All right. So, and all right, I know. All right, because you guys could die. And he writes a note. He says, "Silent Bob, you want to go to the Yawning Portal and give this to Ubaya, and just bring back whatever she hands you, okay? All right. For the rest of you, yeah, you wanna do your things. Okay. So, want to explain how infusion works, and we can have that just out of game mechanics of like what you can do, because if you can make people's +1, make people's weapons or equipment or whatever +1, then I'll give you something else.
Yeah, I don't know what Sibal chose, but I just chose for my 4 possible things, the things that make things +1. So I can
Enhanced
make
defense, enhanced weapon.
and
Nice.
repeating shot and enhanced
Yeah.
arcane focus.
Okay. Why don't you guys have a discussion about like the people who can give and the people who can benefit? Why don't you guys work out what you want done or what can be done?
So does anybody else want a +1 to AC, +1 on the melee weapon, or repeating shot? Because I've still got 1 more infusion I can do.
I mean, I love +1 on my AC, but unfortunately, I'm very naked.
Yep. It does require armor or a shield.
Yeah. Not naked, but still no armor. So, repeating
Not
shot,
even
repeating
leather
shot on
armor.
the repeating shot on the crossbow. Well, they're a sorcerer. Sorcerers don't get armor proficiency.
I would also question like why they have a crossbow and they can do magic.
Because it came with the
Conversation.
starting equipment, probably.
Because there are times when magic doesn't work.
Lies.
All the magic.
But do they have a staff?
Staff, no.
Okay.
Who
Daggers,
needs a staff? I'll trade them a staff. I got a quarter staff.
Okay.
no, daggers. They've got
I got-
crossbow.
They should have an arcane focus, right?
Yes.
So what are the infusions again?
Mine currently are arcane focus, weapon, defense, or repeating shot, which basically means that I can turn something into an N+1, either armor, weapon, shield, shooty thing. And if I turn a shooty thing into a +1, it has the repeating property, makes magical ammo.
Does the bard, do you have a proficiency in ranged weapons?
Me?
Yep.
No.
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you?
I do. I have a quarterstaff
Okay.
and a dagger and a rapier.
And which one do you want to use?
regularly?
Mhm.
Well, the rapier. But I'm flexible.
So I think
pick one, we can.
if you
we
want
can
a
make
plus
it a
one
plus
rapier,
one.
yeah, you can just pick
Yeah.
an item.
Like I want the rapier to be a +1 because eventually I want to do thundery things with the rapier.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, so who's gonna give her or him in this case? +1?
Yes.
You both
Me
have a
+1.
+1, right? Left?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just kind of, okay, and does anyone else have a weapon that they want enhanced?
What's
Or an AC?
what is Solio's? What's her cantrip? Their cantrip?
Cantrips. Ah. Come on, change tabs. Thank you. Friends, minor illusion, mind sliver, and sword burst.
None of those have attack component. Mind sliver is just a DC, right?
It's a save?
Mind slither.
Probably a wisdom save?
That's an
Yeah.
intelligence save on mind slither, and sword burst is a dexterity save.
Yeah. So no arcane focus would help for them. So I guess, yeah. I use an infusion on. I'll have him use an infusion on Crichton's rapier. I don't know why my blank.
All right,
I
you
just
get
blanked
to.
on that word.
Yeah, you can go to the equipment list or the info dot and look up rapiers and drop in a +1.
Yep.
And get rid of your old one. You now have a +1 rapier. All right. Anything else you want to infuse as the party? Or any other infusions, I should say.
No, I'm just
God.
doing the enhanced arcane focus for itself.
Okay.
That's the
And-
other one.
Okay. And Nazira?
If nothing else is happening, Nazira will use enhanced defense on their padded armor.
Okay, your armor goes up 1. So you can exchange that. So while you guys are working this out and kind of getting to know each other and drinking a little too much because it's before noon.
Oh, drinking. Good point.
Crichton is sober.
Yep, okay, except for Crichton. Or too
He's
early
just
in the
high
day.
on life.
There's
Martin no drink too. He's also only 15. So
I mean, does poison immunity technically mean I can't get drunk? Or how does that work?
I think you can still get drunk, but you might not have as bad a hangover.
You're a muppet.
Literally.
You're made out of felt.
I'm not made out of felt. I'm possessing a real frog boy.
So yeah, do a con save and see how you do.
Oh, that just sounds creepy. I'm a real frog boy. Ugh.
17.
You're soggy felt.
Oh, I can't wait for me to get more parts of my astral body. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Mara's just gonna walk around calling you soggy felt now.
She isn't even here.
I'm sure we can arrange a meeting.
Oh, well, have you guys play 2 characters each? Yeah, that's going to be a confusing episode.
That's gonna be really hard.
You have to do accents or something.
I mean,
different
we
voices.
can always do like weird mix and match one shots where people are playing their A-team character and other people their B-team characters. Hopefully unbalanced, but can be done.
All right, you guys do this for a while, and Silent Bob goes off on his errand after about an hour or so, because, Waterdeep is a pretty big city. Comes back with a box. And Jolly opens the box, and the first thing that falls out is an invoice sheet for the cost of what's inside. It's a rather small box, sort of like something you could let's say like a tablet in. It's pretty thin but longer. And when he opens it up, he sets it on the bar and turns it around and says, "Well, this is what I'm getting you guys for payment. Hopefully you won't have to use it during the job, but better safe than sorry, right? Each one of them has 3 charges of Cure Wounds. And inside there are 5 silver rings in what will be your size, because it will shrink down to fit whatever appendage you put it on.
Wait, Jolly hands us all jewelry.
Basically, there's a box there with rings sat in it. And when you put the ring on your finger, it sort of, it's either expands as you put it on, or it starts to slim down so that it fits properly on whatever you put it on.
Ooh.
And
Oh, shiny.
Yep.
And it's a perfect fit. It looked a bit big, but no, it fits perfectly. Thank you.
Is there a ring for everyone?
Yep.
Crichton puts it in his
What
pocket.
do the rings do?
They have 3 charges of Cure Light Wounds.
Oh, the rings do that.
Yep.
But you said a wand was there.
No. Sorry, it was like the size of a tablet box. Sorry, I should have said. In my head, I knew what I was talking about. I don't think the words matched. But, yes, so each of you have like basically a ring with 3 charges of Cure Light Wounds. And Jolly shows you how to use it on yourself, which is you put it anywhere on your body and you have your other hand, like, tap it. And he says if you want to heal someone else, you put your hand on their body and then you tap the top of your hand.
Zero looks at Kermit and goes, "Please don't make us have to help you."
I am very adorable and huggable. I do not know what you mean.
Oh, and while we're discussing things before you get off this map, because people have asked in the past and we're on the map now, I've marked the location of Hadar's Folly.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me zoom out. Ah, all right. Ah, yeah. Okay.
Down there.
Yep. So, yeah, this is the map that Jolly brings out. And he says, so look, people are now kind of starting to come in because it's getting to be early lunchtime. So he takes you to a table in the turret part of the ground floor area, where there's a large table with, I think, like 8 chairs or 6 chairs around it. And he brings out this map, and it's laid out. He said, so, yeah, I'm kind of considering this like, I'm overseeing the job, but I want to see what you all can do, and I want you to make decisions and see what happens. So here's the map. This is where we are. And this is where we need to be. See, there are 2 possible routes we can take to get there. Your first decision as a team is to decide how we're going to get there. Unless you want to go by water, but that would be a little more complicated, so I'm assuming you're not going to want to do that.
Wouldn't it be hard to get into the mountains by water?
Yes, so they'll probably do the land. Yep.
That would make sense.
I hope, however, we're going there. There's water nearby.
Well, if we take the coastal road,
That would work.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see if James is available, and if not James, damn it, who is your other driver? I have a different notebook now for this group.
get a boat and have Zero take them.
It was
James 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
It's either James or Parker.
Parker, yes. Jolly's going to go to talk to James and Parker to see which one of them wants to do a lot of overtime and hazard pay. Comes back. It's going to be Parker. Because I forgot.
Yes, my lady.
Yes. So Parker will be your driver. And Jolly said, so does anyone need to do anything in town?
Except be moist? No.
All right, well.
Don't ever use that word
Zero
again.
shakes their Zero shakes their head.
He needs to keep himself moist. It's just a thing Grung need to do.
Yeah, but the word, no.
Moist.
Ugh.
Moist.
Do the rings have a modifier, or is it just a single D8?
Do what? Have a modifier?
The rings.
There's no modifier on the rings. They're just spell holding
Okay.
rings. Spell storing. And they've been
For level 1 cure wounds, right?
Correct. Yep.
But
after they're
normally
empty.
Cure wounds normally has a modifier on it. Your spellcasting mod.
Oh, yeah. If you have a spellcasting modifier, that would be part of what gets passed on when you cast it. So you could add that.
Okay.
So,
89.
I love making up rules on the fly.
That's,
It makes me feel so
D8
powerful.
plus 5. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if you would get it on a normal roll of a spell, then it makes sense to me that your abilities would transfer here. You'd be able to more adeptly channel the energy than someone who doesn't work with magic. Right?
D8.
I can't
plus
full
7.
punch myself healthier, unfortunately.
So, I mean, everyone will get a benefit, but people who are effective at channeling it get a higher benefit. So, or whatever. All right, so, yes. What Jolly says is because at this point it's already past noon, and because it's coming on winter time, the days are getting pretty short. Therefore, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You get maybe 4 hours of daylight, and then have to travel hours at night. So, like, anyone who wants to stay here after the bar close, we can make arrangements to put y'all in a room upstairs. The Bobs will be like setting up sort of cots for you. I got confused because Brits call taking a nap a kip. And so I got kip and cot mixed up in my brain. So if you need to take a kip on the cot, those will be upstairs. Yeah, so let me show you. I did a little thing. I don't know if you're going to like it, to the tavern. So now that you've made a decision as to where you're going to go. So I moved the map around a little bit and resized it, and I gave you guys some furniture.
Hey.
Ooh,
Nice.
furniture.
Yeah, so this was
Nice.
the table you were having your meeting at. Back there in the turret. I couldn't really, if I could find a way to like put down flooring. I know it's not in the gothic aesthetic, but I only had like the free and web-based images to work with, so
It's dark wood. That's fine.
yeah. So just imagine it's even darker wood. Yeah, you imagine you're goth, but that kind of sets it up. So yeah, I think at this point you're all outside the tavern. So the day goes by. Jolly offers you if you need a place to stay. I take it everybody needs a place to stay.
I mean, Kermit would probably just go back to the docks because he needs the water. He just
Well, the Bobs
Sleep in
can.
the bath.
The Bobs, Bobs can put some.
fill a bottle up, just put the frog in there.
Yeah, are you a freshwater frog or a saltwater frog? So you must be
There's
like.
there's not a saltwater frog.
Yeah, so they can set you up in the bathtub if you want. That's fine.
I mean,
The Bobs are so cute.
Oh yeah, I found Bobs. I made you the Bobs. So, yeah, zoom in close on the Bobs. They're adorable.
And is that what the guards from the trials do?
Well, those are people who are staying. Basically, late at night, the bar starts to clear out, but there are still people hanging around. And those are the people.
it's just after the trial, they just really liked the atmosphere, so they just like came back for a drink the day after.
I am so impressed at your memory, though. That's incredibly impressive. There is a way I know to change the pictures. I wonder if they have they call them like a multi-faced thing, but I can't figure it out what it is. So I'm not gonna. Anyway, yeah, they have a normal night, like it's a normal business night. Kermit, did you want to get to work right away, helping out?
I mean, I guess.
Yep. So you are introduced to the sorting system that the Bobs have set up, and when the container gets full, or if you want to do them 2 at a time or whatever, they also show you the kind of creepy stairs that you have to take down to the basement, and you get kind of a negative vibe, like I don't know, like someone's been tortured down here or something.
I mean, for him that would not be a negative vibe.
All right,
that would
so
be a entirely positive vibe.
So you're like, oh, I think someone experienced great pain here.
I feed on human misery.
And also a note from earlier with the thing about the mulching pit and needing an alternative place to get rid of stuff that doesn't mulch. We already have that.
Yeah, we have a slime.
Well, no, it was the ooze, but I was
The ooze here. Anything that doesn't mulch just goes in with ooze.
I thought everything just went in there with the ooze.
Yeah, but I think what they had a problem that they started to have silverware ending up in the ooze, and it just sort of, and so they have to make sure that there isn't anything like cups or glasses or someone left a whatever piece of whatever like a jewelry behind or something. So they just kind of sort through it and make sure there's nothing that, otherwise you're going to have an ooze full of metallic objects that are slowly dissolving. Whereas the organic stuff goes faster. That's what I'm going to say about it. And yeah, they kind of like take you down to the ooze pit, show you how to like chuck everything in. So it's not a very exciting job, but the night goes on, and it's a weeknight, so it's not super busy, but it still gets a lot of traffic. Some people come in like just for a drink for the atmosphere on their way somewhere else. Other people, like really want to stay a long time at the tables and get several rounds. But eventually, it starts to get a little bit closer to closing time. And Jolly has not liked the look of some of the patrons, but he doesn't say anything during business hours because he knows he's a little bit worried, a little bit overly suspicious when it comes to the tavern's security right now. So he's
go further. Before you go further,
yeah,
the Zero's not going to be idle. The Zero does not do idle, so
okay.
The Zero's going to pitch in and help. If you've got kegs that need carrying and stuff like that.
Jolly gets a big smile on his face. He likes the initiative. Thinks that's good. Hey, didn't we change these stairs so like they're in the inside now? To go like, or is it? Do you have to go outside to get to the second level?
You have to go outside
to get to the second.
Yeah, we added a door there.
Oh, so you can get out to go around.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Right. That's what it was. Okay. Thank you. Because friend is gonna go upstairs because there are only a couple. Like, there's aren't any more coats to be checked. They are gonna be upstairs getting ready for the poker game that they play with Jolly and maybe some new people. Yeah, you guys, put yourselves where you would be in the tavern. So I think I've given, I didn't do nameplates for everybody. Oh, there we go.
Pale one. I see you're getting a lot of people in here, and maybe you could have someone on the door welcoming people to the place. It should be very nice here. Come in, have a drink, try the green stuff. It's very good, very good. or anything else you like, and try the food. The food's very nice. Yes. Shall I go by the door and greet people as they come in?
Oh, Liv floats over with a big smile and kind of escorts you over to the door, and she gives you a ghostly handshake and a ghostly, pat on the shoulder.
Thank you, see-through one.
So,
greetings!
Kelsey, do you want to place yourself?
I was trying to figure that out.
Oh, okay.
He's still just sitting there.
Okay, at the bar. Yeah, so, yep, the Bobs are in the back as well as that, and is that everybody? Sorry, I've got a, all right, Bartram, what's Bartram up to?
Looking at shit.
Oh, okay, just walking around.
Yeah, just walking around inspecting things.
Okay. And Kermit, where are you again?
I am currently in the basement.
Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't see it. Yes, I was only looking on the ground floor. Fair point. All right, I see you now. Right. Around closing time, these two patrons start, so Jarvis is over here, and they start to say, there starts to sound like a little bit of an argument. Jarvis, you can hear their tone usually, being quite smooth, soothing and whatnot. But the two gentleman human here, rough-looking type, came in armed, which isn't that unusual in Waterdeep. I mean, they don't like you like go around in full plate, but there is a expectation of, you know, sometimes you have to keep yourself defense up, and you start to hear them shouting, "We know you have it. We know you have it. Just give it to us and we'll go." And at this point, Liv comes over as well. And I need everybody to click on their tokens and roll initiative. Oh, hold on, let me put the initiative thing up first. Okay, let me clear out the initiative thing first. Damn it, I did the thing where I left it full. Okay. Yes, token clicks and initiatives, please.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep, it's not changed.
The tradition
God.
continues.
Yes, he's in the trash.
All right. So in this, Jolly's gonna watch this unfold, as is Jarvis. But sorry, I am going to be playing Liv. Liv's gonna get is pissed off by this. So but Liv did terribly. What a shit initiative. Well, I mean, when you're non-material, life is a little complicated. So. All right, that looks. Let me just put this in descending. All right, yeah. All right. So Kermit, you hear these loud voices. It's pretty faint, but it sticks out to you because it's not like any of the other noises you've heard, which have mostly been like maybe something dropping or people laughing really loud. But this sounds. You can't make out the words, but it sounds really aggressive.
Okay, he's just gonna go up to a hatch, open it up, see two people harassing his new friends, and he's just gonna like jump on one of their faces.
Okay. All right.
Who are the people arguing? Can someone ping them?
Oh, at the bar, right at the bar.
Oh, so right next to me. Okay, awesome.
I assume that would technically be a grappling check, so athletics, because I'm jumping on that one, and they can make athletics or acrobatics to counter that.
All right. So they have to do an athletics to counter?
Or
So
acrobatics.
Strength. All right, well, it's a strength roll, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, let me get their
or
sheet.
dex. Attack, strength or dex, depending on
Okay.
athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, it makes a difference, so they'll do strength.
I
Oh,
think you forgot to add them to the initiative too.
Yes, I did. Why does it feel like it's been a while? I don't know. First, never
You're on
whisper
vacation.
rolls.
You did roll initiative. It was a 3, but it didn't go on the tracker.
Oh, I see it on the tracker.
No.
That was for
That's
Liv.
Liv.
Yeah, it's for the thugs that I need to roll, or the baddies, or the assholes at the bar. So let me roll for them. First I have to click them, and then roll because I don't want to type it by hand. All right, token selected. Oh, they're all gonna say lift now. That's stupid. Okay. Oh, they suck too. It's all right. I'm rolling
Just
typical
thug,
as
though.
well. Yeah, let's go call them thugs.
Oh, it says thug right there under initiative.
Yeah, just not that. Yes, you're right. It does say thug under initiative. That is true. All right, and yeah, I fixed theirs because. All right. Yes. So, Kermit, you, they need to roll their strength.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take that back. No. I'm gonna take that back because I rolled, but it whispered it because I still can't. I thought I changed the settings.
I mean, I see it.
Yeah, I see it too.
No,
I see it too.
because you think it's a 19, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
you
no.
rolled before that and did not get
Exactly.
19.
Would you like to take the 4 that they got on the first roll that you can't see?
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
I think you also need to make a DC 12 con save to see if they're poisoned.
All right. No, they did not make it. So
they're grappled and poisoned.
okay, all right. And when they are poisoned, the poison condition gives them disadvantage.
Disadvantage on attack and ability checks. And fun thing is, for them to get out of my grapple, they need to make an ability check.
Nice. Now, for some reason, Roll20 doesn't, like, when I click on it, it doesn't pop up the normal window where I can, like, put stickers on people, and I don't know why that stopped being the case. Player permissions. See? I don't know. Anyway, because now I can't. All right, because normally I could just put a sticker on them and figure out who is who.
Have you tried double clicking?
You know, what I can do is I can put a tint on them. Double click. No, it just brings up the token setting. It doesn't bring up the circles.
Oh, I think it's because you put them as art.
Oh, that's probably right. Yeah, in order to have better control over where they're placed on this map. Okay. All right, consequences. All right. Anyway, the one that's slightly faded out is the one that Crichton has grappled and poisoned at the moment.
I didn't grapple nobody.
Kermit.
Sorry,
grappled and
Kermit.
poisoned.
Sorry, hard consonants.
Also,
yeah, Kermit.
On his goddamn face.
Oh, sorry. Then let me swap these people around. The one that looks a little bit paler.
Oh.
Or yes, it's got a mist. Yep, that's because they're. Oh, you know what? I can hold on. I know what color because I did a tint. I'll make them green because they're poisoned.
And they have a frog on their face.
And they have a frog on their face. All right. Although I misspoke. It is now your turn, Crichton. So these two jerks have been yelling about, I don't know, accusing Jarvis of having something. And Jarvis is clearly getting upset. And Liff just looks ready for it all to kick off. And then, yes, this green frog jumped up and kicked one guy in the face and grappled him right next, like one person away from you.
Really glad that it wasn't the one next to me, because if it was Mara, she would have been like, "You want to know what thunder does to a frog?"
And
been like
it does with most things.
What, right?
Oh, Yella. No, baby. That would have been a Storm quote.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna. If you're going to Storm, I know you
need to send me a glossary of things to watch before the interactions happen.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, what is that movie, like 25, 30 years old now?
Shut up!
Like, I've definitely seen all the X-Men movies, the old X-Men movies at the very least, but
you haven't watched it enough times to be able to quote Halle fucking Berry.
I mean, that was like 8 when those came out, I think.
No, you weren't.
When did the X-Men movies come out?
I don't know, but how were you 8 and not being able to
It had to be
it?
the 90s, right?
It was.
Yeah, the first one came out in like 98 or 99.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
sounds right.
So, I was like 4 when those came out. And
Yes.
the earliest one was 2000, so I would have been 5.
Oh.
X-Men, yeah. You're thinking, yeah. I was gonna say.
Oh, and then when you watched it, you probably watched it in what language?
I mean, English, probably, because we just sub things outside of like kid shows.
Even when you were that young?
I mean,
or when you were
I
an
don't
early
know if I
teen?
watched it when I was that young, or I watched it when like 2 or 3 was coming out, and then I retroactively watched it, or it was just like on TV years after it came out.
It's just, it was kind of became, it was before memes. It would have been, in this day, it would have been a meme about how cringe that line was about frogs and lightning. It was so cringe.
But it was a beautiful line.
Well, we'll agree to disagree on that. But anyway, you
I love that line
hit
is
something.
iconic.
Hit something.
So mean to me. Oh, it was Halle Berry. Come on. And it was the X-Men in the early 2000s. Okay, I'm gonna hit him with Thunder.
Oh, okay.
Can I? Wait, let me do a thing. There we go.
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
Yes. So in this case, you're right, because putting this up helps me a lot. And it also, you see at the bottom, it says it gives your save DC. So that way we don't have to keep asking you. It's actually in the spell thing itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has to, each creature within the range, and a range is at 100 feet. You're going to do everything.
Are you really sure you want to do that?
No, it can be heard up to 100 feet away. My range is 5 feet.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So since, I'm going to say because of the bar distance, Liff and Jarvis won't have to take it. Unless you want to position yourself slightly so that they don't. But yes, this one has to do a con save. Oh no, sorry, that was the wrong sheet. Let me get my thug sheet. That was Liff. He's got a little less con than the baddies. No, fails. It's 13, so he fails.
Yep.
All right.
Yay.
Go ahead and what is it? 1d6.
1d6.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
5.
All right. You thunder him for 5 points of damage.
And everybody just heard.
Yeah, and this guy just like looks like he's gotten knocked in the face. I think he got punched. Awesome. Anything else you'd like to do?
And of course, thunder always happens before the rain.
So
And that's all he says.
you know your how many bardic inspiration do you have? Because that's a bonus action.
Oh. That's a
Good.
bonus?
Mm-hmm. Giving inspiration is a
Mm.
bonus
Could
action.
be 3, 4.
Yep, so you can do 1 per round if you wanted to use your bonus action still before your turn ends.
Your bard inspiration.
4. No.
No. You inspire others through stirring words of music, blah blah blah. Once within next 10 minutes. I'm so confused.
Basically, what you do is if I look at one person, you either say or sing something to them, and they become so inspired that they are given a 1d8, is it, initially? On any roll, on an attack roll or a damage
D6.
roll.
It starts at a D6.
A
It's your
D6, okay.
it's your charisma modifier.
Okay, so a d6.
Should hopefully be decent enough considering you're playing a bard.
Yes. So this is actually one of the famous things that bards can do, is you can now come up with corny lines to inspire your party members as a bonus
That's
action.
ambitious mockery.
Oh no, that was just me saying shit because he is again, it's him just spouting song lyrics because he's just spouting song lyrics.
Yeah, so
I'm just saying vicious mockery is fun.
is that a reaction, though?
Oh no, vicious mockery is it's a cantrip.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
It's a D4 and they get advantage on the next attack
Oh,
if
okay.
they fail. I think it's a charisma save, I think. Or
Okay.
wisdom wisdom save.
Yeah, I thought spell casting was just an action.
It is. It is.
Yeah, depends on the spell, but yeah.
Yeah, there's some spells that are bonus
Yeah.
actions, but for the most part, yeah,
Mm,
they're
yeah,
Yeah,
full
that
action.
took one action.
Notably,
Correct. You still have your bonus action.
Oh. So in that case, can I wait? What do I want to do? Shit.
Yep. So if you like, if you want to try, like, I'm gonna kind of just give like training wheels. So
Thank you.
yeah, so when you have a bard, it's really good if you pick somebody who is coming up after you in the turn order. Might as well
That
take
would-
advantage, right, of that.
Right.
So, and you can just like say a line and say, "I'm going to give Solio advantage, bardic inspiration." Like you're my sun, my moon, my starlit. You're my sun, my moon, my starlit sky. Without you, I dwell in darkness. And then like Olo becomes inspired and can use the bardic inspiration whenever they want.
And that weird line I just said, the thunder always comes thunder always comes after the rain, goes to Solio.
Yeah.
There.
Just winks at him or them.
There is no wing because he has no game.
So somehow this phrase "solio" it comes into your mind, and it's the most abstract thing you've ever heard, and for some reason it just fills you with joy, and you have a bardic inspiration die to add to anything you want that qualifies. So yes, just to remind you that, or to say, that in every turn you have a free action, you have your action, you have a bonus action, you have your movement, and you have a reaction. So your
Okay.
reactions are like when you do your attacks of opportunity, you're using your reaction, but you can use a free action to shout something, or it's basically it's kind of not a meaningful thing. Like a free action is like I drop a weapon to pick up another weapon, or I drop my shield. You can do that
Right.
with a
So
free
it's a little
action.
different than my monk. Almost.
Well, no, all the players get
Well,
these, so
Yeah,
everyone has those.
well, technically, bonus actions only if you have an ability or spell that gives you a bonus action.
See.
Otherwise, you don't have a bonus action. Well,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, so you could, in theory, do a bardic inspiration, hit someone for your action, move somewhere else, and with a free action, yell at somebody, and then if someone tried to attack you with your reaction, or you could take an attack of opportunity with your reaction. You don't have to do everything every turn, but those are all your options and what it costs. Sip might have also appreciated that too, because it's becoming, the deeper you go into D&D, the more you get into the rules, and so yeah. Yeah, Crichton, that is everything you wanted to do with your turn. Soliolo. Yeah, sorry.
Also, if we're still on rule stock, also important to note is you can only cast one spell using a spell slot per turn. So if, for example, you use Healing Word, which is bonus action, and then when you do, it's a good example, Thunder Wave, you can't do that because they're both spells using a spell slot, but you can still do cantrips.
Yeah, so you can do a magical spell and a cantrip, but you can't do 2 spells. Just FYI. I forget that rule all the time because I'm so excited to cast spells. So I'm glad.
I get that.
All right. Soliolo.
Right, so are both of these guys still up?
Yes, yeah.
And one of them has a frog on his head.
One is as up as grapple can be.
That's a frog actively hugging its face.
Okay, on the one not with the frog on its face.
Oh, that's gonna hit. I don't even have to look at their AC. I know it can't possibly be that high. Yeah. Yeah, you hit. So 12 on that one. Oh, he takes a pretty hard blow. So first time, yeah, the poison guy has been hit, but this is the first time he's been hit. So yeah, this definitely knocks. Do you want to describe what happens?
Yeah, just one moment. Chaos bolts, because so it's force damage. Because yeah, the damage is different every time. I had to double check on it. So yeah, so yeah, I was like, my friends. hits them with the chaos bolt, which yeah, knocks them on their ass.
All right. Nice. Oh, and you is this a first level spell?
Yes, indeed it is. So here's my D20 roll.
Please roll higher. I don't have the table up. Okay.
Rolled high enough. Oh, don't worry.
Just one.
I've got the table.
Okay. Well, no, I'm gonna have to roll for it, right? So is that in the Dungeon Master's Guide?
It should.
Player handbook.
Yeah, it should be in the player handbook
okay.
under the archetype.
All right, got it. Okay. I have that to hand, but don't currently need it. It should be interesting to see what happens, though. All right, so yes, nothing happens. You're all right. You're all right. And it goes to 6. All right. Anything else with your turn?
I don't think I have anything that's bonus action. No, that's an action. That's an action. That's an action, and that's an action.
Where are you currently standing?
Still by the door.
Oh, by the door. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay. Cool. All right. And all right. So that's the end of your turn, and then next up is Bartram.
So far all that's happened is a huge fucking explosion sound.
Yes.
What was that chaos bolt force?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it saw that. Yeah. He's just gonna waddle himself along up here.
Mm-hmm.
And gonna reach out and try and electrocute the dude that has a frog on his face currently.
All right. When you're grappled, are you at disadvantage?
No,
Doesn't matter.
Just,
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
zero movement.
Just 0 movement. She's called stationary instead of grappled, but whatever. It's probably never.
Yeah, because the thing is, you have to actively contest the person you're grappling, and that's...
Yeah. Oh yeah. So 8 damage of lightning. You see this guy just see a thunder. The lightning comes after the thunder this time, which is kind of weird. for the people who must be walking by in the street listening to what's going on. All right. Now I have to do math in my head. All right, got it. All right. Yes, you take a nice jab out of him.
Hey, but because Kermit is on the guy that just got electrocuted, does he get electrocuted too?
I don't think that's how it works
No, it's
mechanically. But if
Spell.
you want to do that, I hate you, but I will accept it.
I mean,
That's
technically-
Kristi's role.
Yeah.
Can you bring me up the description for the spell of Shocking Grasp? Lightning springs. A shock to a creature you try to touch. If you touch it, the target is wearing a metal. Yeah, they've got metal on them. In this case, the metal is the conductivity. So I think it would go from the metal into their body into the ground. And if you're on their face or their head, I don't think you would really be damaged by that.
Yeah, they're self-grounding.
Yeah.
And even though Froggy Person's slightly moist, presumably they're not touching the floor, so they're just clinging onto them.
I am perpetually moist. It is required.
I just sort of have pictured the frog like wrapped around his, like smothering his head, like sort of like those flying seat kicks, you know, where you end up with your crotch right and your legs around it. That's kind of how I pictured it.
I mean, frog crotch, in fact, right in this guy's face.
Yeah. So electricity isn't going to go up to get a wet frog when it's got ground right below. So
Gonna get
Plus
up
we're
and
termed
get a wet
small.
frog.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
more like shocking his butt.
So I say yes. So I say physics would determine that you don't even have to roll for damage. Don't worry about it. Anything else that you want to do?
Nope.
All right.
That's
then,
it. Just to
Congratulations,
shock
you were
this
saved
dude's
by
butt.
physics.
Yes,
Yay, physics!
it's come up a couple times. How does fire travel across in a basement through wood?
Surrounded by dirt. It doesn't, but somehow Kristi made it work.
Nazira.
That's not how European basements work.
Yeah, again,
We'll
they
move off
literally
on that one.
Yeah.
I still don't believe you.
No, my dad described a series of houses on a street to my uncle in this way, right? I'm going to translate it into rural American for you, right? The houses all have one roof line.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Just one big roof.
Yeah, because
they're terraced. The wall of one building is the opposing wall of another.
but Americans think terrace is a flat paved surface on which they have like drinks.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't know terrace was the English term for that, to be honest.
All I'm hearing is terrorist. And I'm going, why are we blowing up houses again?
We'll get you
For the
some.
shits and giggles. Shits and giggles.
All right.
Yeah, we don't. The houses we're in is semi-detached, and even then, the roof. It's what Americans would call a duplex, I presume.
Yeah, yeah.
Two houses
That are attached together.
basically side by side, attached. There's
Under.
nothing in between them. The roofs are connected, and there's
Yeah,
just
yeah. Like if a fire started in the duplex of one house,
I mean, it's essentially just like
is what would
one
happen.
big house with just a wall in the middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
And
anyway,
if you're a bit lucky, that wall is well insulated, but a lot of the time, it is
it's
not.
called dandy mops. That was we had a whole big discussion about the physics of fire at dandy mops, but I don't want to relive it again.
I'm just telling you.
No, I get
Fire
it.
is weird.
Yes, I totally believe you. Yes, we're just yes. Anyway,
So, so yeah,
I
when
spent
they
the
built the
whole
houses, they just built
season
a big trench
yeah.
and for the foundations for like a whole row of buildings. Just put up. In this case, it would be wooden walls to separate where each of the houses are, and then just build up from there. There's no earth between them. But yeah,
Anyway, I'm just telling you, this fire season, you should just watch California news and just see the weird, crazy shit that fire does.
Oh, sure.
Because
No. I don't doubt you at all. I
I
don't.
mean,
Not
have
at
you
all.
ever seen a chemical fire? Because that shit, real fucking weird.
Well,
Mhm.
Because
No,
that'll
this is
just
like
like
regular-
stay on fire for like hours on end.
that's just a coal fire. No, I'm talking like a
No, I mean,
regular
like,
house.
you
Like, these are
smother it, and it still just stays on fire.
Okay, I think Nazira wants to hit something.
Yep, accurate.
And they've been waiting patiently. So Zip.
Zira's going to decide to start running along the bar,
Oh,
get in their long sword in the Mordhound grip, land on the other side, and whack this guy in the head.
all right. First, just for see how well you do, give me an athletics check to see how easily you get over the bar. You'll make
Alright.
it one way or the head
Alright.
first or feet first.
Or acrobatics, if that's better.
Yeah. Oh, this worked. Yeah, but you're right. Either of those would have worked. If you prefer one or the other, you can always swap those out. Usually, unless it's like a proper strength check. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. You do it gracefully. You just like they come running out and with their massive size, like lift up their leg with a flexibility you didn't think possible. And use their forward motion to like parkour that shit with a kick that kind of like sweeps the top of the chandelier over the top of the bar, sending it kind of swinging back and forth and changing the light in the room, and does like not quite the superhero landing, but sticks the landing. Yeah, so that part was cool. If you want to go ahead and do your attack roll.
That should be 9.
Oh.
But I'm guessing this doesn't end well.
No, but in this case, watching you like fly over him and land, he sees you reaching for your sword, and as you swing, it sort of like just misses the top of his head. You're very close with a 9.
Oh yeah, now she's shouting the C word.
Okay. So we have other people do their movement. With this big ass bar fight, these people start moving like toward the back of the bar. Yeah, and these two too. Like after they saw Friend use the back door, they also start like making their way out. Like shit. Oh right.
No one wants a 7-foot orc running at them.
Yes.
Oh,
so-
when Crichton saw you,
Or a frog on their face.
when Crichton saw you leap, he started, "I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day." And then when he watched you swing and a miss, "I spread my wings and fly away."
I would point out that there's probably an employees only or something sign on that door since it leads
Probably.
upstairs.
Yeah, well, I didn't put him in the turn order, but Jolly sees those guys leaving and shouts, "Tell Xanathar if he tries to take us again, he'll get his ass kicked another time."
Another time.
Yeah, I like the idea of the little mini me. Yeah, so that is the coward's turn, because honestly, like, imagine what they just witnessed, right? They're Confederates, I'll call them, right? They were gonna like jump in after the bar fight started, but what they see is like their buddies don't even land a punch, and suddenly there's a frog on their face, there's thunder in the room, there's a crack of lightning. Like, they thought this place was just a bunch of like commoners. And they just realized,
Big mistake.
yes,
Fiery commoners.
I'm a grung. I'm the least common thing out there.
Liff is furious, absolutely furious with these guys, and he is going to. Yeah.
Wait, did you just accidentally skip their turn? The enemies had a 4.
No, the thugs left. Oh, they
Oh.
get to. No, you're right. They get to attack. Sorry, I was so worried about the ones that are running away. Yeah.
You forgot about the
All right.
ones actively being
Surrounded thugs.
murdered.
Sorry, yes, I did. Okay, so Thuggy poisoned Thuggy. What was his just thing about being poisoned again? Sorry?
He has disadvantage to attacks and ability checks. If he wants to get out of my grapple, he needs to take an action
Mhm.
to get out of the grapple, but he can still just punch me if he wants. So
Okay.
if he's just okay with being grappled, he can just hit me in the face.
Yes, and also he gets pack tactics as advantage, so his disadvantage cancels out, and he just makes a normal roll.
Oh, this guy's
And-
back tactic.
and
That
Interesting.
is how that works.
Yep.
And
So
if he crit fails, you've got a built-in crit fail happening because the grung's on his head. If he tries to punch him and crit misses, he's just going to punch himself in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's blindly fumbling around for his mace. And this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to see if he actually hits. Does he take damage himself? I'm going to have to make this. So he's going to swing at his own head with a mace.
Oh God.
Let's see how this works out for him.
He misses.
All right. Yeah. So
I have a 17 AC.
you right. So you see the mace coming, and you actually turn his head and like twist his neck, so he sort of loses his balance, and the attack goes wild. But he comes at you with his second attack. He does another swing at you with his melee or with his mace. Oh, that was just me saying he's getting 2 attacks. Sorry.
Rude.
Oh, he missed again.
You do not mess with the frog.
All right, and so this guy doesn't have disadvantage, so his pack tactics will give him advantage on his attack. And let's see, who would he... Nazira missed him. Crichton, you hit him with a rapier, right?
I did.
Yeah. Well,
No, the thunder. The
Oh, the Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolt, right. I think you're the only... I think he would probably go after you. Actually, he'll do one at each. He's going to take one swing at Nazira. This is going to be the swing at Nazira.
I'm gonna help his friend with the frog on his.
So
That hits.
no. And he also... So that's, 6 bludgeoning damage. But misses on the second. So whiffs that one. Manages to get Nazira, although, like, walk that off. That's no problem. And then completely whiffs because, Crichton, you're able to, like, dodge out of the way after he was off balance after his first
Another
attack.
one bites the dust, and another one down, and another one down, and another one bites the dust.
Hey!
Hey, I'm gonna get to you. Another one bites the
Right,
dust.
so Liff will come up and, because Liff's been around. Liff knows his shit. He's going to get advantage on the attack because he is flanking. And he is going to...
Is it flank +2? Wasn't that the rule we...
Oh, yes,
decided on?
sorry, yes, +2. That was my other game. Sorry, I have to, like... It's like switching from a German keyboard to an American keyboard or to an English keyboard. I'm like, oh no, that's in the wrong space. That key doesn't go there.
Dvorak.
Wait, when I
Are
did
German
damage,
keyboards deserty, or are they even another thing?
wait, when I did damage to him the first time, why didn't I get flanking?
Because nobody was
That
flanking.
was a spell.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It only works on
Mhm.
melee attacks.
That was a DC, not a. It was a save, not a attack roll.
dang. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
All right. He's got powerful slam. It's all he can really do. Well, I mean, in terms of an attack, it's an actual attack to give him the advantage. So yeah, he is just gets the you actually. Liff looks scary. If you didn't already love him, you think about Boo, right, in Monsters Inc. and how she felt when she saw what's his name as a monster.
Sully?
So Sully, yeah, Sully as a monster for the first time, right? That's kind of like, well, I guess for Jolly, but if your team were there, you'd be really surprised. To your new players, Liff just looks terrifying. Like you're maybe a little bit scared of him now. All right, so here comes the attack against the thug. Yes. So he does. Oh damn! He does 3d6 force damage. Go Liff. I move the screen or move the window right there. 3d6. Yeah. So he does 14 damage. This guy is definitely bloodied and starting to look like he regrets his life choices that led him here. Yeah, back to Kermit.
Just kind of releases like his arms while just giving him like a lock with his legs. Prepare for pain, yay! And an armored strike.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Using a key point, so I can do 2 more.
You can describe how you kill him. 17 is way more than you needed.
Oh, 12 hits. Phew, no AC on these guys.
Oh no, sorry. Oh no, it did. Actually, it does hit. Yeah, their AC is 11. They're shit. I wasn't
So
gonna.
he-
I was
Oh,
like,
damn it!
I know you got a 9. I told you were close.
So he just literally lifted
forward.
hands up in the air, goes, yay, just waving them around for a second before he just like punches him with one hand, with his right hand, punches him straight in the nose with his left, and then just both of them just bears them down on his head as he just like kind of crumples onto the floor. And he just like stands up on top of this guy's just chest and looks at the other guy. He also crossed off the wrong one.
Oh
I
yes,
was hitting the one
thank
he was
you.
on.
Yes.
And he
poison
just
guy.
looks at the other guy and just kind of cracks his knuckles.
Nice. All right, we're back to Crichton.
Crichton looks at this guy and goes, "You should run, motherfucker, run." I should have gave myself a fire attack. And I could have been like, burn, baby, burn, disco and burn.
So what would you what are you doing?
I mean, you can sing Thunderstruck. That works.
I have Thunderwave though.
You want to do a 15-foot cube spell in the bar?
Do you want to kill Kermit? That's the real question.
Yeah, that would hit literally everyone except Jolly.
I think it's actually on self, so it would be hitting. Yep. Everybody
it
but
hits
Jo-
everyone except Jolly.
I mean, no, you can make yourself the corner, so it could hit.
I think
Everyone but
I'm-
Jolly.
No, if you make it right, because she
I
can
thought
be
it
on
was-
the corner. She can miss like Liv and Jarvis.
Okay.
If she
No, I
wants.
think
No.
it's
No,
a
Or
she
Miss
definitely hit
Solio
Liv.
and.
It's a cube originating from her or him.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
So
Yeah, but you can put a
15
quarter
Yeah, but
on
it's
yourself.
it's on the face, not center. I actually specifically looked this up.
I'm not
It's
doing that.
facing,
Okay.
not center.
I'm not doing that.
That's why I asked.
I was like, no, I can do that. No, wait, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Sometimes when the DM's like, "You want to do that?"
You want to do that again?
That's like saying, "I'm going to offer you a rerun."
we're gonna do this one again. We might. I like thunderclap.
Okay, clap your thunder.
You should be able to.
You got to roll.
Yep, DC con save.
Also, in that case, Nazira should also run because I think that is centered on self.
Yeah, that one is.
So
Yeah.
yes, and Liff will too, but I'll okay. So I'll have Liff.
Oh,
This
is
is a
it
con
10
save.
feet or is it 5 feet? No, it's 5 feet. So
It's
Liv
5 feet.
should be. Oh, Liv
Oh.
is technically barely in range, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just have him do it because he doesn't see a lot of action.
So he can be hurt by his
Oh,
friends.
look at that! Yeah, awesome. He's taking some damage. He'll be fine though.
Oh, fuck. I'm rolling terribly.
All right, let's see how
What
the
happened?
How'd the thug do?
rolling now. Oh, made it.
He's the only one that says.
Oh, he's like, oh, he saw
Well, the
he saw
thug
this
save.
coming. Yeah.
Ah, fuck. All right, well, I still have to roll my single d6
Yep.
for my comrade. I'm sorry. He's only 4.
Yay, I'm almost down already.
Mara goes, I am so not Mara.
Mara telepathically from the ship. I'm sorry for my cousin. He's a dweeb.
He's like, forgive me, Mara, for I have sinned.
You still have your bonus action?
Okay. Ooh, wait, I know I gave myself no, I did not. Shit. Because I was like, I have this anyway. Can I give him Bard inspiration?
Soliolo? Yeah, you can give him
So-
Bard.
That's
Nazira.
Soliolo. No, that's Nazira.
Oh, Nazira.
Yeah, you can give anyone.
You can give anyone
Yeah.
except
Whatever
yourself.
you want. I think
Uh,
it's limited to
Nazira
like.
hears
Mhm.
Nazira hears Forgive me, Mara, for I have sinned. And all of a sudden, like right? They
Hey,
they feel inspired to like do damage and relieve frightened of their failure.
So you have a bardic inspiration die that you can use to, what is it? Add to an attack roll. Add
Attack
to
roll, a save, or an ability check,
Okay. Yep. And I don't
but
know,
not to damage.
but not to damage unless you take a certain College of Lore, I think. Okay. Right. So you have that if you need it, and it's good for 10 minutes in game time. So, you know, if you drink after this, you can add it to your con save. All right. Then
there's going to be drinking after this.
Soliolo.
Oh, YOLO. So we got one guy left. He still looks rather healthy. Okie dokie. Soliolo is going to hit him with a, hopefully, witch bolt.
Yep, that'll hit.
So 3 this turn. And obviously concentrating on the bolt. So if he's not dead by my turn next time, I can just automatically re-deal the damage.
Okay.
And
He is looking
he's-
bad. He might not be around by your next round.
And I made the d20 roll.
Okay. Phew.
So that's now up to 7.
It's getting more tense every time. All right. Bartram. What is Bartram going to do?
Very simply, there's going to be a bonfire underneath
All right.
the dude.
The
that
remaining
has a
thug.
bonfire.
All right. Here comes his dex save. Not brilliant on dex.
Someone's going to get
how-
along with Hibara.
I wonder why.
Nope.
Oh, good. He takes 3 damage.
Oh,
for his
he's
cantrip.
looking terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right. Anything else with your turns?
Nope, that's all.
Nazira, then. You are
Is
next.
everybody clicking the show description for that spell?
What?
You want? I
Text
think it only
chat.
works if the person who puts it in, like, I think it only recalls from that person's spell list.
It's on Solio's.
Oh,
yeah.
Stuff. It's
No,
Also, doesn't it have a range of 60 feet?
Bonfire?
yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I mean, that's why I didn't move. I'm only 10 feet away.
Oh, okay.
It's not the amount of area covered. It's how far away you're free to set
Oh,
Yeah.
You can't make
That's
a
not 60
bonfire
feet of flame.
60
That would
by
be
60 feet.
amazing.
Just raise a city with a cantrip.
Yeah, fills a 5-foot cube and sets anything ignitable on flammable on fire.
But that's
Okay.
not. Yeah, but that's no. That's a really because it's a good question because you should know that if you have a spell that goes like 120 feet and someone is 80 feet away, you can target them with it. So it is kind of good to know those things because it's like one of the things that you learn from playing is how they call things, what words mean. Because range could mean the size of it in an outside of D&D, but we're doing D&D speak here. Okay.
I was just double checking because
No, it's good. And also I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm being patronizing, but I think it's helpful for Sib too, because Sib's also very like new and I don't know everything that they know. So it's good to remind myself. Yeah, and then anything else with your turn, Bartram?
No. Although I do think technically, no. The chair wouldn't be on fire. Oh, wait, no. We have established the chairs are flammable. So the chair that he was sitting on is also on fire.
Okay. That's all right. Again, I'm gonna get Jarvis. I'll have prestidigitation. But okay, so there are flames. Flames up the side of my face. All right, Nazira. Yeah, and you have your bardic
I
inspiration. as
love
said.
that movie.
Yeah, it is.
oh yeah. Nazira's going to try again. Same Lord Hell grip.
Okay,
And don't even have to add all the
Oh,
other
yeah.
stuff this time.
that's yes. Go ahead, deal your damage.
Yeah, no.
You can describe how you kill him.
And she's still say they're just going to go to town, repeatedly smacking him on the head and yelling the C word repeatedly.
Yeah.
Hey! Kirby does a backflip.
Okay. Yeah, so second baddie down, and the other two actually now do their dash action. And yeah, like Jolly is sort of menacingly, but very slowly because he doesn't actually want to catch up with them. Just chasing them out of the tavern. And when he turns around, he sees Nazira just crushing the skull of this thug that you guys have fought. And he walks over and he says,
Soliolo's not let the witch bolt go yet, so
okay.
yeah, they're still like dealing damage to the corpse with that for a bit.
Jolly lets
Kirby
you.
does a very bad backflip on this guy's corpse. Just like tries to go for the backflip, that flips on some blood and just face plants.
Batman, hurting my new friends. Batman.
Jolly kind of lets you get the anger out for a while because he feels like there are some unfinished, like some raw emotions that you need to process because of your recent disappointments. But when the corpse starts to smoke, he leans, he puts a gentle hand on your shoulder, and just the feel of his calming presence kind of brings you back to the moment, and you kind of come back from your anger and your.
Oh, thank you.
Are we
That's
really
better.
describing Jolly as calm?
Relative to
he's-
this, yeah.
I mean,
Generally, he's pretty composed. Like he's a killing machine, but he's a thoughtful killing machine.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Zilla is going to lean into being the half-orc could give in to the rage.
he probably also only put his hand on Soliolo's head
Oh yeah, he
Does-
doesn't worry about.
because
Yeah.
he's big and she's small.
Yeah. He just lets Nazira get on with it. He's not going to tell her business, or their business. No. Their business is their own. But this little Verdan creature was already pretty hopped up, and it seems to be like very worked up. So yeah. He says, "Well, looks like you guys arrived at the right time. We were expecting another attack from the Xanathar. Thought it would be about a week, and like clockwork, show up. All right, well, let's just confirm. Is it all right to... he kind of Jolly leans over and kind of... Not the smoking body, because the clothing is a little bit charred. But the other one that was poisoned. He looks at you, Kermit, and says, is it okay if I touch him?
Go ahead. He just
All right.
tries to go for another backflip, desperately hoping to not fail this time.
So
Better.
So yeah, on the inside he finds some paperwork that looks Zent related, and figures they were gonna try to jump the tavern employees at the end of the night in order to ransack the place. But once again they got knocked back, and no, this is good because they know that they've been casing the place out. They know the main party members were away. That's why they wanted to come after just the employees. But what you guys showed them is they can't trust that whoever is in this tavern isn't going to fight them. And that's going to give them a lot more pause than the ass kicking they got last time. So I have to say, you all did really well. Hardly let them get a punch in, and made a lot of noise and a lot of disturbances to kind of show you aren't to be messed with. I think it should be a good job.
Something strange and it don't look good. Who you gonna call?
Oh, Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no sleep. I ain't afraid of no bed.
Jolly says, well, drinks obviously are free, anyone who wants any, but I think we should also call it an early night. Parker's going to be here at 5 in the morning to get his coffee, and we should be on the road by 6.
Can you please show me to your bathtub?
Yeah, because you talked to the Bobs about this, and Jarvis as well, help make the arrangements. Liff, by the way, kind of sort of limps over to the corner where Jarvis is, and you can see that he looks a little more faded. Like he looks dimmer. He looks more transparent, but not by much, but noticeably. And he seems to be winded for a poltergeist, which is kind of weird, but nothing too serious. Sorry. The Bobs, as this is happening, you walk past them, and they take you up to the main big bathroom, and they have already put in as much water as you sort of described that you would need to be comfortable. And then they also have like a pitcher of water in case you get thirsty, because you don't want to drink the water that you're laying in.
You don't want to drink your sleep water.
Yes, and then they wish you a good night.
Good night. Just kind of hops in, just sinks to the bottom and just hangs there.
Jarvis says, well, the rest of you, you don't have to physically go there because we're not going to need to actually move ourselves on the map. But you know the big kind of common area? The one with the other table up here? They've moved the table out, and they sort of set up a series of kind of like cots, they didn't like steal the bedding from the main party members. Don't worry about that. But I'll put this in this room for right now, because that's a conference table. That's really big.
It's the guest room too.
Yeah, they're gonna shove you all in the guest room. So yeah, in the big kind of like conference room, they set things up in the room, and you are all able to get a long rest in. So you are all fully healed. You have all of your spell slots back for your travels tomorrow.
Woot woot.
And this, I'm gonna narrate to the end of the session now, because this is all I have planned. So,
okay.
In the wee hours of the morning, for those of you who enjoy, have sensitive sense of smells, you can smell coffee. The Bobs are downstairs for the early, getting you guys out to your carriage early, and Madame Cookery had saved up some pastry. She wasn't coming this early in the morning to have everything ready for you to go, but she has some pastries, and so she gave you her special pastries, which I think on a short rest allow you to take an extra 1d8 hit die on a short rest. So yeah, I can't remember the name of that, but that's what I generally remember about the item. Again, it's a different notebook because of different campaign. So you guys have you shouldn't die. I know you're so squishy. You're so squishy right now.
I have an AC of 17, so
You're
generally
okay.
fine.
How many hit points do you have?
22, 21.
Yeah, that's like 2 big hits and you're dead. So, but anyway, so I've basically tilted the deck in your favor that you'll live to be 3rd level. So, yeah. Jarvis comes in their bathrobe with a cup of coffee and wake you, telling you that there is a breakfast downstairs. So you have coffee, some juices, water. There are also some nicer than rations for you to take with you on the road. Dates and nuts and other kind of trail mixy things that they've prepared. Just to kind of snack on, or in case things get really bad and you get lost in the woods or whatever. And as you walk out of the tavern, which is cooler now than it was when you went to bed because the fire has died out in the fireplace, and Jarvis moves next to kind of stoke it and add more wood to the fire. You walk out of the front of the tavern and you see this vehicle that you swear is a hearse. You swear that this is a hearse, but on the side of it, it says PN2C, Ye Olde Tavern, 23 Troll Skull Alley, Waterdeep. I just made up your house number. It's 23 now. And there's a smiling face of an elderly gentleman who comes down and gives you a slight bow and says, "Good morning. I am Parker, and I will be driving you to your destination. If you want to go right inside, I think that the Bobs brought out a couple more thermoses for coffee, but do please try to pace yourself. We don't want to be making a lot of comfort stops along the way." And
Soliolo walks up to Parker, throws his arms around him.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
He's a little surprised, but also kind of takes it in the spirit that it's meant and gives you like a one-armed hug and back. Not like a two-arm like around your child, but yeah, so like a one-arm hug. Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Yeah, so he opens up the door to the carriage, and you all bundle inside. As you do, you can see that there's actually now frost that's formed overnight on parts of the window panes in the buildings around the taverns and in spots on the cobblestones. And in deeper areas where water has pooled, it's crystalled over into a very thin, icy sheen. You travel out of the city of Waterdeep at this time of morning. It's very quiet. The sound of the horse's hooves against the cobblestone echo through the streets, and you have really no problem getting through security. As the dawn rises, and getting later as the days are getting shorter, you are able to get out into the country. Let's take you back to the other map. And it's a pretty well kept road. It's not brilliant. It's not as without bumps as it is in being in the city, but it is in this area is well traveled and well trafficked, and as a consequence, pretty well maintained by the city of Waterdeep. You set out along the coastline, and there is a very cold wind coming off of the sea as you go by. So you end up closing the windows on one side of the carriage because like for people sitting right next to it, like half of your body starts to get really frozen from the wind's ferocity and also just how cold it is coming off of the water. You travel without too many events, really. Like, it's a very pretty, picturesque place. You've got a lovely sea view for some of it, and you talk a little bit. You exchange a bit more of your backstories that you told at the beginning of the session, and kind of get to know each other a little bit. Jolly regales you with some of the stories of, Mara adopting Gorko, which, of course, Crichton is fascinated to hear. What would Crichton think about Gorko? And the story of Mara and Gorko is told by Jolly after they had kicked his ass.
I have a son. Oh, happy day.
So yes, he tells you other stories of how the party managed to get to know people in the highest echelons of Waterdeep, that they are becoming trusted companions of several important factions in the city's politics, and that they are currently on a very important mission on at the direct orders of the head of the Solutions Guild, who has entrusted him and by transitive property you with this very important mission. So it's really a wonderful lineage of adventurers that you're associating yourselves with. All right. And as you get past sort of like you stop for lunch for a little bit, stretch your legs. Some people
Save some
wander off.
water.
Yeah, some people wander off behind bushes or whatever. You get back into your carriage. You're on the road for about an hour. And this part of the high road that you're currently traversing even, runs parallel to Mare of Dead Men, a swamp full of danger, pestilence, and death. Alongside,
like my hometown.
yeah, you feel very comfy, Kermit. Alongside,
That's about here, isn't it? Hold on.
Well, this is the Mayor of Dead Men.
We're up there.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a little farther along. It's not labeled, is it? This is theater of the mind more than literal maps, okay?
Well, before we got up there, because there's a town there that we skipped through.
No, I don't think you've gotten. No, this is theater of the mind. Not we're actually following the map. This isn't labeled the mayor. It's going to just happen on your way, if you understand what I mean.
Yes,
There's a
because
swamp somewhere.
it's about here are the ruined wagons and a row of hastily marked graves.
Okay. Okay. But
There is a swamp. We do not know where it came from, but there's a swamp now.
well, I mean, I'm reading a block of text. So
Fair enough.
let's just say that, yeah, you kind of have to turn off of it a little bit away from the sea, you
Mm.
know, and you're going to come off of this area where it's more woody and swampy. Just go with it.
Could be a
Alongside,
mangrove swamp on the sea. Does happen too.
yes. As you're coming along, there's not much in the way of landscape in this area, and so you see a group of creatures sort of ahead of you. And as you travel along, you can kind of make out one is a lizard folk, the other is a human male, and behind the human male there are two dark figures, two bugbears. Stand with their morning stars drawn, staring at the lizard folk with menacing eyes. This conversation is like they're talking, and as you get closer, the wind can kind of blow parts of the conversation, and you can hear that it's escalating. As you're actually get close enough to see them, you can hear the human shout loudly enough that you could hear even from much farther away. Not acceptable! My friends, show this walking fish my displeasure. So, you can see that the lizard folk is starting to argue. It looks like it's pleading its case with its body language, and you can kind of hear what you think is them saying, I'm not a fish, I'm a... But then the bugbear interrupts with the hafts of their weapons, knocking the wind out of the lizard folk and driving it to its knees. Poor creature catches sight of your party and looks at your carriage and your eyes, you know, like watching all of this unfold in front of it with a pleading expression. And that is where we're going to leave it, because it is like 2 minutes to 10. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did I time that content well or what?
Perfect.
I know what Crichton's gonna do.
I mean,
Nez is
Kermit
gonna
just
do.
sees a chance for violence.
Well, I know I figure as much, but I mean, Crichton was raised by Vassar, so
Yeah, he knows how to handle himself.
Is
Well,
that
yes.
related to lizard people, or
no,
just
no,
being a hero.
No,
I just
He-
want, so sorry, I don't want to steal your thunder, okay? But Kelsey, I can just imagine you saying, Crichton sort of climbs his way out of the carriage singing, I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light.
I mean, how far away are these guys right now?
I'm going to say that they're off the side, they're basically in the ditch on the side of the road. And we'll call it 60 feet. Say if you dashed, you could get there.
Ooh.
I mean, if you had 30
I
feet.
can almost jump that in one bound
Yes.
if I use my monk feature, but probably not.
So I would say you could, walk over there, but yeah, if you wanted to do it in an action, you could dash over to them.
I mean, I can bonus action that as well, but
Yeah.
it does take a key point.
Yeah. So that's if you want any. Yeah. So they're far enough away that they're off the road, but they're close enough where you can hear them when they shout. That seems.
yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a puppy. Everything's a puppy if you try hard enough situation.
Lizard folks aren't puppies.
I mean, gotta rep the cold-blooded gang, right?
You said that about the gargoyle and friend and Gorko and the dragons. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just the characters I play. Everything is a puppy if you try hard enough.
Hellhounds.
I mean,
Even
that
Elhard's.
did not work out.
No, because somebody set them free.
To be fair, we never did get to talk to them initially.
This is true. We didn't get to try.
No, because they breathed fire on you.
We didn't get to try.
Yeah,
Because somebody set them free.
yeah, that's yes, and then they breathe fire on you.
I think we have established nobody has evidence about who set those dogs free.
Yeah, no.
Canon, yes. Meta or canon, no. Meta, yes.
But we never investigated. So this is true. But if Mara ever finds out that Clue is the reason she doesn't have a hellhound, you will get hurt.
So
I mean, doesn't
and if-
that happen regularly anyway?
before we wrap it up, is there anything that someone thought would happen in the session 0 that hasn't occurred that we should take care of before the next session?
I need more songs.
The only thing that I would establish would be that Bartram didn't stay
Okay.
in the tavern.
Oh, because he's in town. Yeah.
He lived
Go home.
lived now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went home. And on the ride over, when it started to get cold, he'd bundle up. So he's basically just a ball now in his clothes
Oh, cute.
with his little head sticking out.
Sweetie.
Whereas for Nez, who has spent the last decade or so on the sea, the cold weather is just rather nice.
Yep, and Jolly's kind of like gonna be looking at the situation and looking at you guys and waiting to see what you all do.
Well, there's definitely a course about being ready for the situation.
Good. Yeah, how are you gonna handle it? We will find out next time on officially episode 1 or session 1 of, I don't know, what do you guys want to call this? I mean, there is the official name. Do you want to call it the B team? Do you guys want to give yourself another name? Do you want more time to think about
okay
it?
for BN2D.
John H in the YouTube chat before they left suggested Frog Force 5.
I
there
mean,
5 of
they
us?
recognize
Yeah,
the
with
strongest
Jolly.
personality.
Well, yeah. Frog Force 5. That's awesome.
I mean, I kind of like it because that's what caused part of all the drama in Jurassic Park.
Frog Force 5?
Frogs.
Using frog's DNA.
Oh, using frog DNA,
Because
yeah.
they used frog DNA.
And I mean, half orcs are kind of have a green hue to them, and you've got 2 half orcs. And the
Mhm.
And
Verdan.
Soliola's green at the moment.
Yeah.
yes,
unless he gets
the
dunked in.
zero is very green.
Yep. So it could be Frog Force 5 if you guys wanted. Well, anyway, let me know, and I will name
Well,
that.
there's red frogs, so that works.
Okay, yeah. There's no color assigned to frogs. They have a rainbow of colors. All right, then. So is it official? You guys going to be Frog Force 5?
I guess.
I mean, sure.
Why not?
All right, well then, welcome to the side quest of dun da 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 Frog Force 5.
We all pose as fireworks go off behind us.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah, so for everybody who's left watching, we'll probably talk a little bit off air, but if you want to see what happens with our cliffhanger, come back next time, or the Thunder Frogs, your choice.
I like that better.
All right, we'll have to debate it. You'll find out whenever I book the next episode. You'll know what the party decided in the Discord.
Oh my god.
But until next time, it is goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye, party.
I did the bit. Okay. Oh, yeah.